with MLB is that they don't fucking like it feels like it looks like the same damn game every year.
Yeah. I couldn't even
It's
really tell the
like,
difference.
yo, like even when they did the next gen comparisons from like the PS4 to PS5 version, I'm like, this is the
It's very
laziest.
similar,
Like,
right?
yeah, they're like that's the laziest.
That's the thing about
looking.
like that's the thing
Next
about
gen
sports
upgrades.
games. Like it came at one point in time, like I was that guy that used to buy like the 2Ks every year, the FIFAs, especially the FIFAs every year. But I've always felt like the changes were so like very
Minimal.
incremental. Yeah, like it was very pinch. And I felt like the only time you feel a gap is when you do buy them every couple of years, but then again, at the same time, is you're so detached from the game that like, yo, this shit feel different. Like when I play 2K now, I'm like, God damn, bro.
They do shit too with these sports games where they're like, they'll change up controls, but it'll be the same shit from like years ago, and then they'll bring it back or like implement it in a little bit of a different way to make it feel different. So they'll do stuff like that. In terms of the visual upgrades, like you might, I don't know, MLB, I feel like that's the weakest in terms of like the next gen visual upgrades. 2K back on PS3 to PS4, that shit was amazing. That league was like, yo. But like, this time it wasn't like that. It didn't feel like that.
Yeah, I was a fiend way back for like, I think when I really started falling off 2K, like if I'm being honest, it might have been 2K12. So I'm kind of a little bit detached. I have played like the newer ones, like 2K20 and 20. Like I've played those, but I think the last time that I actually used to like enjoy myself was probably around like 2K12 era. 2K9 was my shit. The one with KG on it, holy.
Yeah, yo. That's when I really got into 2K.
That's when you can lob the ball from half court, yo. Man used to cheese that. Now they miss it. Now they miss the kind of shit like that.
Yeah. You can't do no shit like that. No full court pass.
Yo, you can do full court passes in 2K9, bro. Man's catch it. I used to cheese that game, bro. I used to love that shit, yeah.
I was online heavy with 2K11. I was playing that on it had to be like PS3 360 days. I was playing 2K9 and 2K8. I'm sorry. Those was, I think, definitely online heavy with those. And then 2K11 was a special one right there.
Yeah, bro. Done fell off that shit though.
Yeah. And I'm a basketball fan. Like I'm good.
Yeah. We live, people. We live, man. We a little late, but it's on brand, Jmaine. At this point, it's on brand. But don't worry, when we extra late, that's how you know the show gonna be fire though too. You know what I'm saying? I think the later that we are, that's the best.
That's what the boys staring in the mirror, like, you know what I'm saying, getting ready. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying,
bro. Pumping himself up, listening to some Eminem. Well, you don't fuck with Eminem.
Come on, let's not do that, bro. Let's not do that. Don't even bring up that man name up in here. DeathSinger about to get a hard on when he come in here, bro. Don't even do that, bro.
Oh, DeathSinger. See, that's what we're gonna get on your ass about. After we talk about these games, we're gonna get on your ass about Eminem.
That boy DeathSinger. If you mention Eminem around this man, bro, this guy is out of here, bro. He's talking for days, bro. That boy, love that boy, man. Holy. But we back. Another episode of Good Gaming, episode 26, and today we actually got a good show for y'all, man. We got a really good show for y'all today, man. I'm looking at, I'm seeing the list of topics today, and I'm like, yo, these are really nice conversational pieces. And on top of that, there's been a lot of discussions between, us, a lot of conversations happening in the community right now with us, Jmaine, and stuff like that. So I decided to make today's episode an open mic.
Yeah.
I want you to come on Good Gaming and air out your grievances, talk to us a little bit, and bounce. So we're gonna open the floor up for people who want to come in and just get some shit off, whether they have some opinions on the topic that we're talking about or just want to air out something out. You know what I'm saying? So we're giving it an open mic today. Every once in a while we'll do an open mic. I think that'll be a fun little idea to get the people involved with Good Gaming. But we do have a couple people on the lineup. Couple people on the lineup to come. We got some people in the waiting. We got DeathSinger in the waiting room already. He's ready to smoke your boots. But yeah, DeathSinger, we're about to call you up in here soon. But we're gonna go ahead and just do the basic introductions and all of that. Then we're gonna go ahead and get started with the topics. But Jmaine,
yes sir, man, doing great, man. Feeling good. I tried to go get my hair cut today, but that's kind of the reason why I was late because my barber had some health complications. So yeah, had to reschedule that and just hoping that he good. But other than that, doing good. I finally checked out the Resident Evil 4 remake demo. Played through it like one time. That's all I needed to know. Like just to get the feel of it, get my hands on it a little bit, play with it. Yeah, and it's great, of course. Game come out tonight actually, so I will be live streaming that, first couple hours, impressions and shit like that. So make sure y'all tune in midnight tonight Eastern Standard Time. I'll be playing that Resident Evil 4 remake. So yeah, man, doing good. How about you, brother?
Today my day started off kind of shit. Let me tell you something, bro.
Oh shit.
Last night I had some Mary Brown's. Mary Brown's is a chicken spot over here in Canada. I don't think you guys have that in the States, but it's a chicken spot.
Nah, never.
I had some Mary Brown's late night, some taters, chicken sandwich. Shit was delicious, Jmaine. Shit was fire.
I bet it
right?
was. Yeah.
So fast forward to the morning time, right? A little bit late for work. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I was kind of rushing out the door. I wasn't able to get my, my morning tea. I like drinking teas. I don't drink coffee. I like drinking teas.
Same. I'm the same.
You know what I mean? So I need to eat something in the morning. So I had a bag of old gummy bears in my work bag, right? And some water. So I'm like, you know what? Yo, let me eat one, two gummy bears in this morning, bro. Jmaine, I drive a truck, people, if you do not know. I drive a truck. Let me tell you, my stomach was doing backflips. I had to shit myself. I was going to shit myself. On God, bro. I was going to shit myself, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm literally sitting on one butt cheek, waiting until I get to my delivery spot, holding my stomach. Holy, yeah, I feel bad for those people in the washrooms because I lit it up on fire. So that's how pretty much my day went today at work. Had a terrible morning, but it did get a little bit better.
Busting through the room like, what was that, White Chicks? When he's like, move, bitch.
Yeah, it was one of those situations. Yeah. Bro, don't eat gummy bears or eat anything sweet in the morning if you had some, you know what I mean, some heavy food, bro.
It's funny because I got a similar story about this morning too, but it was because I ate so much junk last night. I had like fucking Gushers and Pringles and shit at night with some hot chicken, like
oh my God,
of that shit at night. And then this morning, my stomach was fucked up. I had to come home on my lunch break and like you did, like light up the bathroom and shit. My stomach was finished.
You know how tough, the older that I get too, I know we're off on a little bit tangent, but enjoy the show. The older I get, I feel like my bowels, like, it's kind of harder to control, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Like before I felt like if I had, I know we're going left. If I felt like I had to shit, Jmaine, bro, like I could hold that a little bit. I could tough it out. But now at this age, bro, if I have to go, I have to go, bro. Like I need to use the washroom.
KOFI getting to that age where you gotta start wearing the Depends, my boy. You gotta wear
I might need to.
The adult diapers, my guy. That way, you don't gotta be concerned where if you fart, you know what I mean, that something might come out. You know what I mean? You just let it fly. You know what I'm saying? You'll take care of it later.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we get old out here, man. But besides that, I've been playing Diablo II. Jmaine?
Oh, yes, I seen you playing that. So you didn't get around to the 4.
I didn't play. I didn't know. I'm like, the beta for 4 is coming out for everybody soon. I believe even tomorrow. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me go check out this Diablo 2. So I'm like, let me give it a set. We were literally on a podcast with our boy Alex talking about this Diablo for like every other episode. Like, oh, Diablo this, right? But I was never really interested in the franchise until seeing Diablo 4. When I saw that, I'm like, first of all, the visuals look great, and this top-down shit doesn't look half bad, like with the combat and the RPG mechanics and stuff like that. I'm like, this shit don't look half bad. So, I'm like, you know what? Let me give Diablo 2 a fair shake. So, Strat downloaded it on Battle.net the other day, and we've been playing it, and we're currently going through Act 2. I'm a necromancer, and Jmaine, I must say, the game is a good time. I won't even lie, bro.
Nah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I think the part of the reason why that I'm also enjoying it is the same thing that I've been like coming and saying on this podcast constantly, that like, I'm kind of over playing the same kind of games over
that bullshit you said about Naughty Dog making a first person game.
We're gonna talk about that too. I'm kind of tired of just playing the same type of game, just reskinned. Because if we're being honest, creativity in the AAA space is quite dead. Like, there's good games out here, I'm not gonna lie, there's some of them that are good, but they're very far in between, like when we get something that really blows your mind. So
they play it safe because they want to make sure that they could get profits and shit on the money they spend.
Me bouncing around, trying out maybe different genres that I wouldn't typically play has been quite refreshing, Jmaine. I actually enjoyed Diablo 2. It's a good time, and I'm looking forward to 4, for real. I'm looking forward to 4. So I'm a level like 20 necromancer now. So I've been playing it, Act 2. Apparently the game ain't like stupid long or anything like that. Even for a game that apparently like released over 20 years ago, I think it's still it plays well. But I will say the mission structure and the storytelling, it kind of just throws you in there that like you got to kind of figure shit out yourself. You know, it doesn't really hold your hand at all for nothing. But I've been enjoying Diablo 2, man.
That's what were you saying? Yeah. No. I was saying I was looking around at like some gameplay and stuff like that, watching people play the beta and stuff like that. And
bro, it ain't that bad, bro. Don't that top down shit. Maybe we have to walk back that shit. That shit ain't that bad, bro. It really isn't.
The top down, I think that's a joke ultimately because it's a joke because people talk about having like these powerful ass PCs and then they play
exactly. I get it.
Like that.
I get it.
So it's a joke, but ultimately like the dungeon crawler shit. I actually used to love playing like dungeon crawlers. It was never like the Diablos or shit. It was probably like basic shit. Like to me, I kind of consider like X-Men Legends or shit
those
like that, like a light dungeon crawler style. It's not as deep with the mechanics and the RPG elements, but I like that style of game. So maybe I'll check out the beta, but don't fucking tell Alex because I'm not trying to hear his fucking mouth.
Yeah, he came in and he saw me and Strat playing the game, so he's been actually even hopping in and playing with us. In the Discord, like we're all been playing all three of us together, and he's been like giving us the rundown and stuff like that since he's been playing these type of games for like years, and he played Diablo for years. So yeah, we've been having a good time playing Diablo in the Discord, man. It's been fun. So that's all I've been really playing. PlayStation sent over a code of MLB The Show 23, so I'm a goof around with that a little bit as well, and I hopefully plan to receive an email for The Last of Us Part 1 on PC, so I could make a video for you guys, for the channel members as well.
You rocking with Resident Evil 4? Well, you probably not gonna play it tonight, but
I'm not gonna play it tonight. I did buy it off CD Keys, and they did not send me a code right away. So I'm hoping that they said on launch day. So I'm hoping when it hits midnight, or at least when I'm ready to play the game, then the code's available. Then I'm gonna check it out tomorrow.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. But we got a lot to talk about today. So let's get into the bullshit, bro. We ain't even gonna waste no time, bro. Let's get into Redfall. Redfall. Previews for Redfall came out. If you were lucky enough, Microsoft was flying people to like wherever, bro, to go play Redfall. Some content creators and obviously the media and stuff to get some hands on Redfall. Apparently, the demo or that they played, they were saying that they wanted you to experience the game by yourself without it being co-op. Did you hear about that with the impressions?
I watched a few videos, but I did notice that they weren't
none of it's co-op. None of it's co-op.
Yeah, they weren't playing co-op. Some of them mentioned that.
So apparently they went into this trying to show people that like, yo, you can still enjoy Redfall, single player, playing it by yourself as well. So I guess they wanted people to get their own impressions and thoughts of that. So Jmaine, you probably seen some of the previews just like I have, right?
I did.
How are you feeling about Redfall? The trailers for this game have been hit or miss. It's always been confusing what this game actually really is.
Right.
Has these previews helped you actually just like help you learn more about the game in the sense like, yo, you know what you're getting into now when you jump into Redfall?
So I would say yes and no at the same time, I guess. But like what I want to like go deeper into about it is that like I kind of understood what Redfall was based on what I was seeing from like the trailers and stuff like that. But what I wanted them to show more and showcase more is that each individual or the individual talents of each of the characters that you could utilize. And I feel like some of the previews that I watched, it went more in depth on each of the characters. Not each of the characters. I only watched like 2 previews, but the character that they were able to use, they went more in depth about some of their abilities and what you could do. And that actually got me more excited about the game than anything that Arcane themselves has actually shown, because to me, they made it feel like it was more of a generic open world first person like shooter type of game. And where when the previews that I watched, they actually talked more about the abilities and how you can manipulate the enemies and traverse around the map and stuff like that with the and it was interesting because they were playing a single player. So to see that's how I'm probably going to play it, because I don't really do co-op like around a lot. Especially it's hard to like, meet up with times with everybody. Yeah, and everybody get together and play a game and shit like that cooperatively. So I'll probably play a single player. So it was dope to see that. But ultimately, I think the game is what it is. It reminds me of like a Ubisoft style game where it has like the safe houses and the camps and all of that, the enemy camps and stuff like that, which I don't like dislike, as long as like they make the gameplay loop fun, is what I always say about like the Ubisoft style games. Because I love Horizon, and that's ultimately like a well polished Ubisoft style game. It's like, cause it's because I like the gameplay of it that I can like deal with it. And so I'm just hoping that I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna play it. I'm just hoping that the gameplay and stuff can get me through those moments. And then seeing out some of the mission that they went on, I thought it was interesting. Like, learning about the doctor who ultimately was testing stuff out, and he, became like this vampire and shit like that. And then you gotta like connect pieces with his daughter and figure out what his like, his soft spots are, so that when you do fight him, you learn his weaknesses and stuff like that. So I thought stuff like that was cool to see in a preview. But I'm just not expecting this game to like, blow me away or knock my socks off. It'd just be a cool little game to check out, play through, and probably just be done with it.
You know what I learned from watching a couple of pre-throughs? I know the whole point of them doing this and getting the influencer to come out, the media to come out, was to showcase you could play this game by yourself. But after watching all of this, it kind of solidified that you need to play this game with somebody to probably have a good time. That's what I gathered from it. It seems like it's one of those type of games that you're gonna need to play a co-op to actually have the premium experience. I was watching, I think it was impressions from, I think his name is Matty Plays, something like that. I think it's something like that.
Yeah, I know.
He actually made a really good video on the game. I think he said that he was playing as a sniper, and he says he's a super huge Dishonor fan, and what he liked about Dishonor is just all different ways you can infiltrate and stuff like that, and like that's what made those games like super dope, right? And he said he was playing as a sniper class, and he did give the game saying he did give the game props that like there's multiple different ways that you can like infiltrate buildings and stuff like that, but with his specific class, a lot of this shit wasn't accessible because you needed like different powers from like the other playable characters that like if you want to get up from the top and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was saying. It feels like this game, you could play it by yourself and probably have a good time, but I think for that premium experience, you're gonna have to play with friends. From what I'm seeing in the game, it looks cool. It's not pushing the needle. It does look like it does look like something that, once again, a reskin type of AAA game. Once again, like we've been here, done that. It's not really doing nothing new. I am gonna check it out, and I'm definitely gonna make sure I'm playing this game co-op, because I have a feeling that if I'm gonna play this by myself, I'm not gonna finish it. I might not even finish this shit co-op. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000. Like games like this today are not really pulling me in like that. Like they're not pulling me in, if I'm being quite honest.
What you mean, games like this, like first person games? Or
it's not first person games, it's just game style like this. It's game style like this looter shooter. When you press the menu button, you got the character in the middle, the boxes, like I'm not like, when I see this, it's not generic. Something that it's not something that like, oh my god, like this is some intuitive shit that I'm seeing right here. You know what I'm saying? So
I did hear, I don't know how many previews you watched, but I did hear that a lot of people, the two previews that I watched said that the gunplay was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, people saying
having the different weapons and stuff. Yeah. And like, cause like with the vampires, you got like, you can shoot them and kill them with like regular weapons. I mean, shoot them with and take them down with regular weapons.
You have to use the stake, I think, right?
Yeah, you have to use the stake to either take them out or something that's going to get them so hot that they like evaporate.
Evaporating into dust,
Yeah, so I think that could create like a cool dynamic with the gameplay elements and stuff like that, just making it a little bit more,
ultimately, Jmaine, dynamic. I think ultimately this game is gonna turn out to be all right. I don't think this is gonna, like, once again, it's not gonna push no needles. I can already just see it by looking at it. It's not gonna push no needles. I think if I were to give it a Metacritic prediction from what I'm seeing, I'm seeing like for anywhere between 77 to like 82 83. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing. Like, I'm not seeing anything that's gonna make people go crazy over this game. You know what I'm trying to say? So, it's probably gonna be most fun, once again, playing with your people, and that's how I'm gonna try and experience the game, and let's see if it sticks. So far, from what I'm seeing, I don't know. I don't even like Borderlands like that, so we gonna see. But moving on. Okay,
hold on. Finish up. Real quick, I was about to add that's what's so interesting about what the like the conversation we bring up about making a game that's designed around single player and designed around co-op, is that you brought it up, is that in a game like Dishonored, you are the single player and you could do all of those things to infiltrate an area any way you want. Whereas in this style of game, it looks like you're gonna have to either have a different or utilize a different type of character just to infiltrate or to go about a mission a certain way with a certain character. So that's just food for thought.
Yeah, so pretty much each character is probably gonna have its own set of options of like, okay, since I think one of the characters in the game, they use this like phone booth to like make them jump really high or some shit like that. Right?
Yeah.
So for maybe that type of character, he could take certain types of exits. I was watching, like I was saying, Maddie's, and he said like even he had to go through the front door, where like that was his only option to get through into this thing. He would have to go through the front door, and I guess like that might be a hindrance for somebody who wants to play this game by himself, not having all those types of options and stuff like that. So we'll see how this game turns out. I think it's gonna be a decent release. I'm not expecting it like to do anything special or for people to go super crazy over it. I really doubt it. Right. I'd be shocked. But REDFALL was also in the headlines and in the news because apparently Jmaine, a PlayStation version, quote unquote, got canceled for it. So Jmaine, let's introduce this topic, and we'll bring in the first person that got smoked for you.
Yeah, let's do it. So
pretty much, explain the drama, man. You're the best at this. Explain the drama. What's going on, bro?
It's so funny to me. So, listen, Arcane came out and pretty much confirmed that a PlayStation 5 version was in development for REDFALL, because of course it was. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, exactly.
They said once they were acquired by Microsoft, it was changed, in quotes, it was changed with a capital C. They came in and said, get that PS5 version the fuck out of here.
That's a fact. As they should. I'm already putting my stance out there. As they should. As they should.
Out of here. We focusing on Xbox, PC, and that Game Pass.
As they should. I'm standing on that. As they should. So, okay. So what's the drama then? Why people tight?
So why I'm not tight, but also like just screaming from the rooftops that Phil Spencer is y'all savior and he lied to y'all. But this man went on an interview. What did he call it? It was a soapbox. That's what he called it. He went on a soapbox and said exclusive games are bad for gaming. It's counterintuitive to what gaming is about. Having to make you forced to pick up a certain plastic box to play a certain game is not really what gaming should be about. You should be able to play games everywhere. We're not going to take games away from PlayStation gamers or exclude any gamers from what they already been playing.
Was he referring to Call of Duty, or was he referring to all games when you were saying that?
My brother, this interview was from 2020. This is way before all of that Call of Duty shit.
Okay.
So my whole case about Phil Spencer, and it's not that I don't like exclusives. It's not that I don't think exclusives are important to making sure that your console and platform do the best that it can be.
I'm following.
I applaud that as a business, from a business perspective. It's this facade that this man puts on about being all for the gamer and exclusives are counterintuitive and crossplay. We should be playing games everywhere. Like what is that narrative? And then what is this that when a PS5 version 4 REDFALL is in development, you walk in and you say, nah, stop developing it. You don't think PlayStation gamers want to play Bethesda Arcane games? You don't think that Arcane games sold the best on console when it came to sales on PlayStation? You don't think that they don't want to play it? So do you care for the gamer, or is it that you just care like sometimes, or when it sounds good to the regulators, or when it sounds good in the interview?
As
he should. I'm trying to figure that out. You know what I'm saying?
As you should. So, control your own narrative, as you should. Okay.
But his narrative is all over the place. So I don't. What is his narrative?
Okay.
1 minute he's for the gamers, the next minute it's exclusives.
All right. So Jmaine, there's two sides to this coin. There's a group of players that say REDFALL was canceled, and Phil Spencer pulled the game away from the PlayStation 5. Hence, he's a fucking hypocrite, right? And there's another side is that the game never fucking came out. How the fuck did he pull this game away from the PS5? So, I'm going to let DeathSinger, which he went back and forth with you on Twitter, come in and air out his grievances. Today is the day that you can air out your grievances on Good Gaming. So if you want to come in, it's an open mic tonight. Join the Good Gaming Discord. Jump in the waiting room and we'll pull you in. to get your shit off. All right, so first let's get DeathSinger, and even Meds I think wants to get in here too. So we're gonna get
I
Meds,
see
but
Meds talking shit,
we'll
please.
let DeathSinger get his shit off first. Then after we'll let Meds jump in as well. DeathSinger, are you there, sir?
I am.
Meds, are you there, sir?
I am here.
How are you guys
I'm
doing?
getting two at the same time. Kofi.
We can do one-on-one. We can do one-on-one for now. We can do one-on-one.
Camera and all that, bro.
Is this big, bro?
This guy want to be on camera? Holy.
I want to look at Jamie's eyes as I just.
Yeah, look at me in my eyes. What up?
All right. So
what's going on, DeathSinger? What's going on, Meds? How y'all doing?
DeathSinger, get your shit off, bro.
Yeah.
You saying Jamaine's talking all this shit? He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Get that shit off, bro.
Indeed.
Get that shit off.
Jmaine, are you comfortable? Are you sat down? Have you eaten?
Oh.
All right, cool.
Oh, he's eating.
Shut your ass up.
So, Jmaine, I was browsing Twitter, as I do, and I happened upon a tweet of yours. And I quote, "Now wait a damn minute. I thought Phil Spencer said he wasn't going to be taking any existing games away from gamers where Microsoft bought Bethesda, exposed by his own developers, laughing face." Now, Jmaine, there's a problem with this tweet. The word existing. Quick question. Since they purchased Bethesda, has a single game been taken off of PlayStation? Any Bethesda title ever?
Off the PlayStation platform, like already released?
Can't be so. Yep.
No.
Okay. Are they giving away games for free in PS Plus? Bethesda games? I mean...
yeah, if you subscribe to PlayStation Plus, you could get, like, I think Deathloop might have been in there, and Ghostwire is coming in there. I think next month.
Okay.
Or
Cool.
this month, whatever.
So, you said he wasn't going to take away existing games. Now, you said this about Redfall. Does Redfall exist?
It did.
No, it does not.
Not anymore.
Did Redfall release on PlayStation and they yank it from PlayStation? Did they take
No,
it?
it was in development though, and they yanked it.
Oh, so what you're
okay.
saying has no merit. Oh, that's
How? So something in development doesn't exist? I'm
Exactly.
It
confused.
exists to the developers, but it doesn't exist to us.
bro.
Exactly why I said that the developers exposed Phil Spencer, because before this we didn't know Redfall for PlayStation 5 existed factually. Now we factually know it existed in development for PlayStation 5, and they walked in and said, "Get that shit out of here," which means that they took a potential game away from PlayStation gamers.
I
have a question. When did the Bethesda acquisition take place?
It was what, 2020? 2021?
2020. So okay, so it's been about 2.5-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You think Redfall was in any playable state 2.5-3 years ago?
I can't tell you that. I don't know.
Who knows?
I would be willing to make an educated guess that no, it wasn't. So what did they take away from them? They took nothing.
If it was if something is in development, it's coming.
This is your time, DeathSinger.
I want to let him go. Let him go.
So you can have DeathSinger go.
All right. So you say that. He said he wasn't going to take away any existing games. At the moment he said that, we didn't know about Redfall, right? He came out with Pete Hines in an interview and said, "We will not take any existing games." So he's on about Doom Eternal, Doom 2016, Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 4, etc., etc., etc. Redfall didn't exist when he made this comment. We had no idea this game
wasn't even announced.
Being made, yes.
Okay.
Right? We didn't even know about Starfield at that point. Oh, we probably did. I don't know. Nights, whatever. Time frames. So, if we didn't know about it when he said it, how can he be exposed when he hasn't told a lie? He hasn't taken an existing game off of PlayStation.
So do you think that Phil Spencer counted Redfall at the time when they walked in and said, like, to cancel it as an existing game, as something that existed that could have potentially came out on PlayStation 5? Because Redfall is coming out in 2 months.
He purchased the product and was like, "Hey, what does PlayStation have deals with? Deathloop and Ghostwire? That's it." We'll honor them. Fuck PlayStation for the rest of the games. Done.
Because
you can do that because you own it. It's yours.
Right.
I can walk in if I bought McDonald's tomorrow and there was a burger being made for fucking, I don't know, a supermarket, right? I could come in and say, right, this shit's mine. Fuck you, you're not making that anymore. Whoops. It's done because it's my property. So,
and I agree with that. I don't have a problem with Phil saying any of that. Like, my point is, it existed. So as a person that has been preaching since 2020 about exclusivity, why did he walk in and say, yo, cancel this version of the game? Because PS5 gamers, we're not making that shit no more. We're not making that for them.
What do you mean why? What kind of silly question is this, Jmaine?
Well, actually, he also
what do you mean what kind of silly question is it? This is words from his mouth.
He actually also explained that in the exact same interview.
What did he say?
All future Bethesda games are coming to where Game Pass exists, sir. So
he did say that. That is true.
He did say this.
He did say that.
Does Game Pass exist on PlayStation? No. Answer. Does it exist?
He said future Bethesda games would come to platforms
wherever
Game
he
Pass
did.
exists.
He did say that.
He did say
that.
You're proving my point. So you're proving my point then about how he's a hypocrite. Because if he, like I said, if he's for the gamer, why is he dividing the gamer that wants to play future Bethesda Arcane games by making it only on Game Pass? Why is he doing that?
Jmaine,
I'm not answering my question.
Actually, Jmaine, he's bringing it to even more people. He's bringing Bethesda games to even more people than anyone else.
But excluding a large player base on PlayStation. That's counterintuitive. How are you bringing it to more people but want to exclude some other people over here? How are you doing that?
Well, because I'm bringing it to more people. I didn't say who I'm bringing it to. You are asserting yourself saying PlayStation.
No. Because I'm not. No, I am not. In the 2020 interview, he said plastic boxes should not determine where you get to play games. He said that. So what do you mean I'm bringing inserting PlayStation? That's what he said.
You can play.
So that should be everywhere. Cloud. So the gamer has to compromise their experience to play on the cloud.
But Jmaine, is his wording wrong though, or is his wording wrong though?
That's hypocritical.
You don't have to buy a box. Exactly. You don't need a box. It's on the cloud. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? See how the semantics you can play with the wording in this?
No, because if you're playing on the cloud, that's a compromised experience from what the PlayStation gamer used to experience prior to when they bought Bethesda. That's a compromised experience. You can't tell them, oh yeah, you used to play fucking arcade. HellBlade is a perfect example. PlayStation gamers played HellBlade 1 on PlayStation 4. Now you tell them they got to play HellBlade 2 on a fucking mobile phone? Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, that's bullshit.
That is bullshit if you're supposed to be for the gamer. That is bullshit.
No, it's bringing games to more gamers. That is exactly what
that is bullshit.
I want to, so circle back real quick.
On mobile phones.
Time out. Just to circle back. I want to go back to this whole canceling. The game was canceled on the PlayStation 5, which, Jmaine, you understand? Yeah, the game was canceled on the PlayStation 5. It doesn't matter that it was announced, right? It doesn't matter that, it was announced or not. Since they just came out and said, yeah, there was a PlayStation 5 version being worked on, it was canceled. So do you feel the same way about Gears of War 3? I guess that would be my next question to you.
I feel that way about any game that I find out was in development that gets canceled. There was supposed to be multiple Vita games that were supposed to come out for the Vita that got canceled. BioShock was one of them. They were supposed to be making an infamous Vita game. When I found that out, I was upset because one, we know the Vita lacked exclusive games and big games that, drew people into the platform. And to learn that those games were in development, it upset me. Yes, I wanted to play something like that. A new experience that was dedicated for the Vita. Absolutely. So as a PlayStation gamer, they looking at this shit, they probably like, damn, that's kind of fucked up that a Redfall was in development. I could have played it here. Now I gotta either buy an Xbox or a PC or play this shit on mobile that y'all keep bringing up. That's bullshit ass streaming.
Okay, so you know what I've gathered from seeing all the discussions on Twitter and stuff like that? It seems ultimately what the great debate is Phil Spencer. Y'all say there's an inconsistency in this message. You either want everyone to play games, right? Or or y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all saying
or
play everywhere.
Xbox.
But yeah, or Xbox PC.
Say that.
Xbox PC.
Say that then.
Or say that. Well, I feel like, you see how people are getting so tight about this message, and I feel like like, isn't it quite obvious? Like, that's how I see this shit. Isn't it quite honest? Like, yeah, we got to bring in more gamers. Obviously, doesn't like mean your rival platform. Like, obviously, the games that's already there, they said that they're gonna support them. But one day they're preaching this kumbaya shit. To me, it always sounds like Xbox, PC, and whatever they're doing with the cloud and the mobile shit. That's how it always sounded to me. I never once thought to myself that PlayStation was in this equation. Besides games that was already on their platform. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people are not looking past like the PR jargon. You know what I'm saying? Like the PR talk, all the fluff, the smoke that they're blowing. Because we know what these executives do. Like these executives, there's their job to literally upsell their platform. There's their job. Phil Spencer's job is to make the Xbox brand and ecosystem as big as possible, not out here and support PlayStation. So I do get it that it can be a little bit confusing that like, oh, yeah, I want to reach more gamers. But why not release your games on PlayStation? I guess that's a natural question that people will have, right? If you keep on saying, I want to reach more gamers, but you're at the same time, you don't want to put your games on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like people need to like actually just know what's going on for real. Like we already know what's going on. I don't know why like people are kind of playing dumb. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like people are kind of playing dumb. We know what's going on.
I agree, Kofi. Permission to cook. We all know that the British cuisine is terrible. I don't even know why you allowed DeathSinger on here. Permission to cook because I assume
let's hear it.
Jmaine. No, because listen, I want to let DeathSinger get all his shit off because I want him to cook. It's just I've been waiting for. It doesn't look good, DeathSinger. What do you got? Can I go?
It's been hijacked and everything. Yeah.
Let's go. Let Meg get his shit off. Get your shit off, Meds. Get your shit off, Meds.
Hopefully you could do better, Meds. So
let's go. Let's say they said he didn't knock out Jmaine. Yeah, let's see if Jmaine's still standing tall after Meds, yo.
All right, man. Okay, so thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Good gaming. Let's go.
Yes,
First
sir.
Appearance, episode 26. Let's get it. Fuck you, Tony. You still my guy, Tony. All right, Jmaine. You got no neck, Jmaine. So, Jmaine, you cannot take something away from somebody that never had it, first of all. So, Redfall never existed on PlayStation. You can't take it away. That's just the way things work, right? That's just the facts. If you never had something, you can't have it taken away. That's just the way things work. So, PlayStation lost nothing there. Okay, that's number one. Number two. Phil Spencer is bringing games to more gamers. He didn't say all gamers. He said more gamers. Phil Spencer is putting games on Xbox, putting games on cloud, putting games on PC, putting games on Nintendo. Okay? He's literally putting games everywhere except for PlayStation. Therefore,
is his direct competitor? The people that are smoking his boots?
That's why. What the fuck kind of question is that? Because fuck
Nintendo not smoking their boots? Nintendo not smoking their boots?
But I really do. I agree.
Last time I checked, Nintendo Switch was at over 100
million. They're not a direct competitor, and you know that.
Yeah. They kind of service different groups, I feel like.
So why?
I feel like
they're not a direct competitor.
They're not.
I don't think so. I actually really don't think so too. I'm gonna have to agree with them boys.
Jmaine,
I feel like they service.
You get up here. Every time Nintendo releases sales for games, you get up here and say PlayStation games can't do this.
Okay, all right. So let me answer that. I do that. Okay, no. Let me answer that though. The reason why I only bring up that for the point is like, yo, they're on a different playing field. That's why when I be bringing that, I'm not saying that.
Bring up the I don't come out. I don't.
I'm just saying
it's a whole
like,
different market. Is what y'all saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's be my point when I be bringing it up though. It's not to say it's not like I'm shitting on. It's not saying that I'm shitting on what PlayStation is doing because I always stop.
Yes, you are.
Jmaine, how many times I came on this podcast and I bigged up their sales? Don't overdo that, bro. I never came on this
sales when you bring up Nintendo games.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Oh my god.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You bring up PlayStation. I mean Nintendo sales. You say
that's cap.
They doing it. That's why they bringing it to PC. Horizon ain't doing that. That's why they bringing it to other platforms.
Pull up
That's exactly
mad.
what you said.
I could pull up mad receipts
Come
of when
on.
God of War sales came out. I said it's fantastic. I had nothing else to say besides it's fantastic. So cut it out.
And then when Nintendo sales come out, you bring up the PlayStation games. You do that.
I don't bring up. Okay. But we bring it up, but not in the sense of to downplay play. I'm just saying Nintendo's on another playing field. That's what I bring it up.
It's no point in bringing it up. You shouldn't bring it up ever again.
That's not that.
You shouldn't bring it up ever again if it's not even in the same market, not even the same playing field.
I'm not saying it's the same. No, but they obviously
Nintendo
cater to for audiences. Yeah, they sound
amazing.
great. That's what I do, and that's what I do.
And then you bring up PlayStation. Why?
I bring up everybody. I don't know why you only say PlayStation. I bring up everybody. I said they smoke everybody.
Why? They're not in the same playing field.
Okay. So get to the point. So what's the point that you're trying to bring then? What's the point though? I'm lost now. All right, so Meds, cuz you the Meds.
hang on, because you guys took it to a whole different argument, and here's
I'm confused. Where are we going back?
Let me settle that argument. Let me settle that argument real quick. Nintendo is a competitor in terms of selling games. Okay, like they sell games. Microsoft sells games. Sony sells games. Obviously, they're all in direct competition, right? I think that's pretty obvious and pretty clear.
You just contradicted yourself. But
I'm talking about selling consoles. Nintendo does not compete with Sony and Microsoft when it comes to selling consoles because they're selling a completely different product in terms of the console that they're selling. They're not like when it was the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox, they were all competitors. They were all peers. They were all trying to beat each other. Obviously, Nintendo took their lumps. They clearly lost. And they
went a different route, the gimmick route.
Exactly. Because they can't compete with. Honestly, here's the facts. Nintendo cannot compete with Sony when it comes to dropping a state-of-the-art modern gaming console.
Of course,
you're talking about specs. You're talking about specs. That's not business. You're talking about specs.
I'm talking about console sales.
They can compete in console sales. They can't compete in specs. That's two different things.
All right, but the thing is that the Nintendo Switch is not even really a console, bro. It's a Game Boy. It's a Game Boy that also works on your TV.
We could play the semantics. We know what it is. We know what it is. That's why it caters a group of gamers or reaches a wide audience. That's why their sales do exponentially way better. Me bringing that up is not shitting on PlayStation. When I come on this platform and I tell y'all PlayStation, there's not one time that I shitted on God of War sales at all. Never. It doesn't exist. Go find a podcast. I'll shut all this shit down if you said I shit on God of War sales before. It's never happened. It's never happened.
It's
never happened.
It's PlayStation games in general.
Cut it out.
Nintendo, by the way, makes the best games in the industry, which is why they sell the most in the industry. And Sony wishes.
Okay, well, back to the argument. Back to the original point.
He just did it. He just compared them to Sony, but they're not in the same market. What are we doing?
What's the original point? Because now we lost on the point.
He don't even know his point anymore.
Let's circle back to the original part. Let's get back to Redfall.
Selling hardware. Anyway, you can't take away something from somebody who never had it. That's first of all. And secondly, because I don't want to hijack the show. I want you guys to get back to arguing more. And this is the last thing I have to say. The difference between what Microsoft has been doing and what Sony has been doing is that if I own something, I can say what the fuck goes because it belongs to me. You paying somebody some money under the table to do your bidding is completely different than me telling my own company to do what I want. Because if you're my company, you're going to do what I want. You're my company. You belong to me. You're literally me. Right? So if Redfall is not coming out for any of these consoles, whatever. You know what? It's just PlayStation. Redfall is not coming out to PlayStation because Microsoft owns Bethesda. Sony does not own Square Enix. Sony does not own any of these other entities that are dropping games that are exclusive on PlayStation. So that's the difference. And if Sony bought Square Enix and made Final Fantasy 14, 15, 16, whatever, Final Fantasy hasn't been good since the year 2000 anyway. So it doesn't matter to me. If they made all these games exclusive after purchasing Square Enix, I would have zero complaints because the company belongs to you. And you alone determine what that company does. This is not the case. Sony is paying motherfuckers off to make games exclusive, and Microsoft is not doing that. Microsoft is telling the companies that they own not to make games for the competitors. And I think the difference is quite clear. And if you don't realize that difference, you're being dense, and you're being dense on purpose And if you're not being this on purpose, you're fucking stupid as fuck, Benji. You're dumb as fuck.
You bringing up points that I'm not even arguing, so I don't even know where you're taking this. I never argued about exclusive games and how they come about.
Your point was Phil Spencer's talking about they want to bring games to more gamers, but they're taking Redfall off PlayStation. PlayStation only puts games on PlayStation and PC. Microsoft puts games on PC.
When has PlayStation ever said
Nintendo?
When has PlayStation ever said that they want to bring games to everybody? When have they ever said that?
We're not talking about PlayStation. We're talking about
Microsoft. You just brought up PlayStation. What are you talking about?
Microsoft said they were going to bring games to more gamers. And if they bring games
Phil Spencer said exclusives are counterintuitive to what gaming is about. Phil Spencer said that
these games are not exclusive.
Phil Spencer said a plastic box should not determine where you get to play a game. That's what he said.
Jmaine, how are these games exclusive if they're on every platform except PlayStation?
What? Why aren't they everywhere?
He said they didn't like He said he didn't like exclusives. These games are not exclusive. They're everywhere except PlayStation. So where's the disconnect? I don't understand what you don't understand.
If a plastic box shouldn't determine when you play a game, why the fuck ain't it on PlayStation?
Because fuck PlayStation, he works for Xbox.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. So you just proved that he's a hypocrite, right? 1 minute he says, one minute he says that exclusive plastic box shouldn't determine when you play games, and the next minute he says, well, we're gonna have exclusives on Game Pass and shit like that.
Once again, let me interject once again. Like I said at the top of this part or at the top of this discussion, that I do believe Phil Spencer's comments definitely can have people like confused, because he does have this kumbaya mentality. Like I say, he does have this super kumbaya mentality, right? So I think the problem is that people want him just to say what they don't want to read between the lines, because clearly I'm reading between the lines. I know when PlayStation, they're trying to put games on more platforms, that doesn't include PlayStation. Like I clearly could see that, but I guess people don't want him to come out here with that kumbaya shit. Go ahead.
When you read that statement from him that said, plastic box shouldn't determine where you play games, and they wanted to put games everywhere and shit like that. You didn't feel like he was talking about everywhere?
Okay, so what was that? Is that when you acquired Bethesda? Was that when you acquired Activision? When did he say this?
This was in 2020.
But when was he saying this? What interview? No, but what interview was he saying this though? What interview? Like, was it behind the announcement of like acquiring somebody? Like what's going on here? I don't know what I'm saying. What's the context? Like, what's the context behind this statement?
Acquired Bethesda.
Because I feel like that is somewhat. I think there's. No, I think it does. I think it does, because if they're, let's just say he said that around the time that they bought up Bethesda, okay? And if he's on an interview doing his little PR jargon, once again, PR jargon, saying, "Oh, we're trying to reach more gamers," blah blah blah. Pretext, "Oh, we're releasing all our games on Steam. We're releasing all our games on the mobile, the clouds, and give access." I think what he says, it's not necessarily a fucking lie.
This was not before. A lie. It was before they acquired.
It was before.
Bethesda.
It was before. So what was it? What was his quote? Can you say his quote? What's his quote?
I can read the whole quote. So he says, "As a player, you are the center of our strategies." Spencer concludes, "Our device is not the center of our strategy. Our game is not the center of the strategy. We want to enable you to play games you want to play with friends you want to play on any device. On the TV, the Xbox console is going to be the best way to play console games. Xbox Series X is going to be the most powerful console out there, and it'll be absolutely the best version of our console games. But that's not to exclude other people from being able to play." Come on. Do I need to say more?
Okay.
So, you got a cell phone? You got a cell phone?
Yes, I have a cell phone.
So how are you excluded?
Come on, bro. Stop playing.
Once again,
you have a cell phone.
Come on, stop playing.
Once again, I think we shouldn't expect. No one should really expect for I know, despite what he's saying, and it's once again it's PR jargon to look like the good guy, the super pro consumer company. Microsoft is getting their shit pushed in, Jmaine. We all see this. They've been getting their shit pushed in by PlayStation, so they had to reroute and clearly go up for all of this. Oh, we're gonna release our games on more platforms. We're gonna do this whole expanded our library on other devices and stuff like that, right? Because this is the only field now that they, instead of competing in the console race with PlayStation, they know that it's a losing race. So now, guess what? We're going to play a different game with you. We're going to go with this whole service thing. That's just been their game. And I think that's why this whole narrative exists in the first place, that, whoa, look at, we're putting our games on like computer now. Now we're like, investing all this money to put our game so you can stream it to your cell phone device. And that's the future, because they already know they can't compete in selling as much consoles as PlayStation, their direct competitor. Once again, people have an issue with his messaging, and I think I do see why, people could question his integrity, right? Because you're saying you want to do this. It's all about player focus, this, that, right? Yeah. And I'm saying that, like, yo, why y'all like surprised by him like kind of bending truths or doing this type of shit? Like, the nigga's an executive for Xbox, and
because we gotta call shit out like it is. That's so why. Because these
but what are you calling out though?
What do you mean? What am I calling hypocrisy? I'm calling out him being this
like what?
And what is that?
That he's not.
Okay, but so what does that do though? What does that do though?
How is he not nice? He's giving everybody the games.
Then be about the gamer. Put that shit on PlayStation so more gamers can experience it. If we about the gamers, then why are we not calling out this bullshit? It don't matter on what front it is, even if it affects us or not.
No, but
Jmaine, he's about the gamers who subscribe to Game Pass, sir.
Yeah, that's what he say now.
No, listen. I'm not a guest on the show. I was just supposed to be here for 5 minutes. So before I want to get out of here, but I wanted you guys to continue the show. But before I do, Phil Spencer never lied. He's bringing games to more gamers. This is a fact. More gamers outside of play is still a fact. Everybody who has a PlayStation also has a cell phone. The game is available to you. If you don't want to play it, you don't
compromise
have to play
experience.
And that's
compromise
fine.
experience.
No, that's fine.
No, it ain't fine. How is that fine?
It's not fine for you because you're a Sony pony. But I mean, it's fine.
I have everything. I have everything. It's not about me.
I don't know why you're complaining.
Why am I complaining? Because this is exactly why we're in the state that we are now in gaming. Y'all niggas should have been. We should have been complaining about paying to play online. We wasn't doing that. Now look at where we are. We should have complained about that shit.
Let's not get into that because I mean,
I don't know if it's that deep. Though. I don't know.
It is.
I don't know if it's that deep. Yeah, I don't know if it's that deep.
I got a question. So would Microsoft make more money by putting Bethesda's games on PlayStation or not?
100%. But once
let
again,
me finish.
no, 100%, Jmaine. No, in the long term, yeah, it would bring in more money for them. You're right.
Why is Microsoft still going forward with putting Call of Duty and games like Minecraft on PlayStation?
Because they know it will generate the most money, and it will kill Call of Duty. It will essentially kill Call of Duty.
Why aren't they putting Bethesda games on PlayStation if it would generate more money?
Why aren't they? Because they're gonna leverage Bethesda to bolster up their ecosystem via, I guess, console sales via Game Pass.
They can't do that with Call of Duty?
They are going to do it with Call of Duty. I think they're going to leverage it. The reason why that, first of all, once again, I think Call of Duty is like a Minecraft situation, right? Minecraft is a perfect example. That was a very super popular game, one of the most popular games on the world. It was already on PlayStation, right? He didn't all of a sudden like, yo, we're going to make Minecraft exclusive to the Xbox, right? Just to make our platform. The game is already too big. I think Call of Duty is in the same boat as the franchise already too big. How can you really remove Call of Duty off the PlayStation and only keep it on Xbox ecosystem and expect it to strive?
You don't think Bethesda games are big on PlayStation?
I think they are big, but they're not bigger than Call of Duty. Can we agree? They're not bigger than they're Minecraft. They're Call of Duty.
No. But they make a lot of money.
They do make a lot. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Out on.
Once again, I think that's what I'm saying. I think they're gonna use that to kind of leverage to make their subscriptions and whatever their plans is go up. Whether via console sales or Game Pass, sell more Game Pass. I think that's ultimately their goal with keeping those games exclusively on their platform. So once again, I think we have a messaging problem over here at Microsoft. And somebody said in the chat, which I do 100% agree. I think PlayStation doesn't fall into these two types of troubles because they don't talk. I think you know what they do a lot at the Xbox camp? They talk a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Talk too damn much.
They talk so fucking much. You know what I'm saying? They talk so much for people.
Too,
not as much as Xbox. Xbox executives talk more than anybody. That's just a fact.
Jim Ryan been talking a lot. That motherfucker, when he did the whole cross generation shit, he was talking a lot.
I think Xbox. I don't think it's comparable. I don't think it's comparable. I think Xbox, their executives talk way more than PlayStation executives. I don't think it's comparable.
They do.
I don't think it's comparable.
I think
so that leads for people like us watching, the fans, right, to kind of dissect and pick at in 2020 you said this, right? In 2021 you said that, and in this time frame you said this, and I think that is a part of the reason why that they're always caught in situations where people are always questioning motivation, integrity, and trying to catch them in lies because you said this in 1 year.
And the intelligence of the gamer.
Yeah, so I think that's a big problem. So Microsoft, shut up. Drop some games, bro. Microsoft, shut up. Shut up. I think that'll be beneficial to y'all if y'all just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? A little bit once in a while and not really go in.
Because they gotta talk because they in last fucking place, and then they also gotta talk because they trying to promote shit for the up and coming. So they have to. They can't be quiet. Okay, they haven't put themselves in a position to be quiet.
The game and look, the politics happen. Like, look, we're not gonna sit here and pretend that money hadn't is a one-sided thing on, but like all these companies do it one way or another. One way or another. All these PlayStation, super corporate, Microsoft, big people used to do that, especially in the 360 generation, Jmaine. Most of their big games.
Shout out to Don Matrix, man.
Most of their big games,
great games to the
right,
Xbox platform,
were third-party deals.
Yes.
I think it got like the BioShocks first. It got Oblivion first. It got the Mass Effect first. It got Gears of. They did the whole franchise. The whole Gears of War franchise wasn't owned until, honestly, a couple of years back. You know what I'm saying? So
until they heard that PlayStation version.
Yeah, they heard the PlayStation version, quote unquote. I guess another game pulled away from PlayStation, huh, Jmaine? Because there is a Gears of War 3 build of Gears of War 3 build for PS3. So I guess that's another game pulled away, even though it technically didn't exist.
It would have existed if they didn't buy them.
Okay, to summarize that whole thing, I know you're on the stance that Redfall was pulled away from the PS5. Me, I'm on the stance that, like, first of all, this guy, anything that happens in the background scene that, we're not even really supposed to be privy to, but someone blurts his mouth, I feel like it's not, I don't consider that, they pulled it away. Whatever deals happen, I've been seeing a lot of people bring up the situation with, like, y'all calling out Redfall for this, and y'all calling out Microsoft for doing that, right? For a game that wasn't announced. How about that Stellar Blade, where apparently, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, apparently it did have a trailer at one point saying that it was coming out on Xbox. It did at one point. For whatever reason, PlayStation decided to support the development, whatever, help with production, who knows? I don't know. But it was initially announced for everything. Now it's turned around. They got an exclusive deal for PlayStation. I've been
seeing that they're saying that Sony helped with development, but even if they didn't,
but is that still taken away or no? Does that consider taken away too?
It is.
Okay.
Sony takes away games from Xbox or timed exclusive. They do it
all the time. So you just want Phil Spencer to come out and stop? They want him to stop the nice talking.
If you're not the nice guy, stop that.
But don't you see that?
You're trying to play us like a fool. Like you said, it's the PR jargon. You're trying to play us like we.
Yeah,
fools. That's
what I'm saying.
Because that's
so you just don't fall for it then.
But that's
we all don't fall for it.
No, because that's the shit. I want them to know. Like, they're not looking at me, of course.
Of course, not nobody here.
But if niggas, like, if we get on their ass more as a collective, they would know not to play with us and do bullshit tactics like. All these bullshit ass games, fucking, it goes deeper than that. Fucking Suicide Squad being a thing, like, it's the bullshit that they know they can get away with.
I agree with the voice.
Soon, and then the shit, it's too late by then. That's the shit that I don't like.
No, sister, I'm always for gamers advocating for better. You'll never see someone fighting this fight and me be like, fuck out of here with that shit. If you doing it, even if I'm unrelated, it doesn't affect me. I'll be like, yo, you do your thing, right? You're never gonna see me. If someone's advocating for better, but in this particular situation, I feel like, even if we call out Phil Spencer, my dude, I thought you said you want to put games on all platforms. I feel like in the end of the day, like, this don't really change. Like, if we make it, are you trying to say if we make enough noise that he's gonna put the games on PlayStation? Like, is that what you're getting at? Like, what's the goal here?
No.
What's the goal here then?
If we make enough noise, it's too late. It's too late for that. If we make enough noise, he knows that we on his ass and we watching every move that they make, so that maybe next time when they think about doing some foul shit to the gamer, they think twice. That's the point.
Okay. Once again, I feel like listen, just like how when it comes to this Activision Blizzard King deal, how PlayStation is pulling every trick in the book, I think Microsoft is doing the same. And I think this is fair game, Jmaine. Why am I the one who feel like this is fair game for both sides? PlayStation should be able to cry and be like, nah, bro. Nah, Call of Duty does this. It's going to fuck us up. It's not good for the gamers. We can't compete. You know, I feel like, even though I feel like we all think PlayStation is bullshitting, right? Don't we all agree that PlayStation is kind of bullshitting? But they're playing the game. They're playing the game, right?
PlayStation like 2 weeks ago. About
okay, but we acknowledge
broken Call of Duty on PlayStation. That's
bullshit. Jmaine, but we acknowledge that they're playing the game, though.
Broken.
But we acknowledge. But we acknowledge that they're playing the game, right? We're not stupid. We acknowledge that they're playing the game. They're playing the politics. They're playing the game. And I feel like Microsoft is doing no different. Like, I feel like they're doing no different just to get their foot ahead. Once again, how many times have I come here and say, every one of these guys are not here for y'all. They're here for the money, and it's all everyone is self-serving in this situation. Everyone's looking out for politics. It's not politics and the best for the company and what's best.
People call out politics all the time, dog. So it's like it's easy. So you just gonna
I feel like in this case it's just a discussion piece. Like in this particular case, it's just a conversation piece.
Yeah, well,
because we ain't nobody. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a conversation piece. I think even like if we all call out Phil Spencer, blah blah blah. You said that you're not gonna do this. Why y'all taking Bethesda games away? At the end of the day, they have no legal obligation to release Bethesda games on their rival platform. They don't have any legal obligations for this. I think the reason why they're doing this whole shit with Activision Blizzard, because I feel like they see a route that we might not get this deal, so we got to make as much concessions as possible so we can get this deal to close. So guess what? Everybody's getting a 10-year deal. I'm gonna come out on every single platform and say we're not taking games. We want you to have Call of Duty. We want you to have Call of Duty a fucking million times. How many times have they done it? They're all playing the games just to get the ultimate goal, and their ultimate goal is to acquire right now what? Activision Blizzard King, and make that deal go through. Then after that, we gonna see what's up. I even came on this podcast. I told you after that 10-year deal, Jmaine, we're gonna see how Microsoft's gonna be swinging their dick around after all them contracts and legal.
Segue. Because I did want to. We don't have to spend too much time on this, but real quick, I did want to add this in. Microsoft says that they say 10 years is sufficient enough time for Sony to develop Call of Duty alternatives. Like, what do you? how you
once again, they're gonna do it's a politic games. People, stop falling for this PR shit. Y'all fell for that shit, and we believe in generations. Go find a tweet when I was champion Jim Ryan saying, they're not releasing games on PlayStation. We believe it. Go find a tweet. I was calling cap. I was calling cap back then. You won't find it.
Your stance was weak though. Your stance was weak.
For what? For we believe in generations?
Remember
that when I said that shit was cap? And guess what? The PlayStation niggas were jumping around, parading, shitting on Xbox guys.
That was a shot in the dark.
Guess what?
And you hit on that.
I was right. I was 100% right on that. I'm like, why y'all believe this guy? Why y'all believe this?
That was shot in the dark.
That wasn't a shot in the dark. It was obvious to believe that.
No, the history.
It was obvious to believe that. No,
they never did that before, so that's why we believe that.
That's no. Y'all believe that I came here and said cap. I'm on record of that. You never see me saying we're rolling with Jim Ryan saying, we believe in generations. I never did that.
What you said, but the history PlayStation never did shit like that. So that's why we was like, nah, they're not gonna do something like that.
I think it was kind of obvious. I think it was kind of obvious this generation, bro. Because once again, it was
too behind.
Once again, the technology coming in from the PS4 to the PS5 is as close as ever, bro. It's as close as ever. We're not talking about PS3 architecture jumping to
that don't mean nothing.
Thing. It does mean something. How does that not mean that? It does. I think if it's easier to release, if it's not a hassle to release God of War on the previous gen system, since the architecture is not totally different, they didn't do no fucking U-turn, right? For this God of War development, you already have 140 million users out there. Why not put this game on? It only makes sense. So I knew that
because
this transition was gonna go longer.
Push gaming forward. That's why.
Of course, but but no one's gonna sit there, right? With this adoption right now, the PlayStation 4 is even tracking at a faster rate. Is edging the PS5. So no one's gonna sit there, right, and have this crazy install base and not support that platform. Not in this transition period. I always thought there was going to be at least a 3-year transition period before we see the likes of the PS4 not get those first party games before. I always thought that. I'm on record saying this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Y'all fell for the PR talk with that shit too. And look what happened. Later on, we found out Horizon was coming to PS4. We found out God of War was coming to PS4. We found out GT7 was coming to PS4. And I was sitting here like, I told y'all niggas.
So everything is PR talk for you. So you don't believe
not
says.
not that. But you have to look at shit at a keen eye. You kind of have to read between the certain lines for certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Not everything. I'm not saying when an executive talk, you don't take anything that they say as lit like thing. But I think you have to look at things with a keen eye and see like, okay, what's their goal here? You know what I'm saying? And actually not just take it word for word. You know what I'm saying? And we've done that. There's plenty of times that me and you have sat on podcasts and have discussions where we've heard maybe some executive or whatever, a publisher, a developer say something. And we're like, that's cap. Why did we say that? Why don't we just take it word for word? When we say, oh, this is coming, that's cap.
We usually go to history though, not.
No,
yeah, I usually go.
You know what I'm trying to say, though. But you know what I'm trying to say, though.
But based on what people tell me, I go by on their history and what have you shown? Like this is how I treat people. Like how have you treated me in the past is how I'm going to judge you on.
Jmaine, don't you know they're trying to sell you something, Jmaine? You know they're trying to sell you something, bro. No, they're trying to sell you something.
Of course, they're trying to sell you something.
All right, so remember that. Oh, y'all remember that. You know they're just trying to sell y'all something. Remember that. All right, we got some super chats to read. Hopefully y'all enjoying the podcast. Once again, this is the Air Your Grievance Out podcast. We're going to be moving on to the next topic. Jmaine, it's going to be a hot seat. We might be here for overtime a little bit. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind, bro.
I work from home tomorrow. I'm here all night. If you need
me.
Let's get it.
This super chat is from True Virgil.
True Virgil. Yep.
Virgil. Yep. He says, Jmaine is Rambo. 3 bodies in one stream. Holy.
Give me my belt.
Give it his flowers. Give it his flowers. Good conversations always on GG, bro. Yes, sir. The Arcane says, why is this even a discussion? Microsoft dropping billions. They can do whatever they want. Jmaine, if you bought a car, are you going to let the old owner use it?
No. But I'm not gonna say my car should be for everyone.
See, once again,
not let the owner use it.
Arcane is a smart individual. This guy is a smart individual. He's a smart individual. Arcane, you smart. Arcane, you smart.
To him. I'm not gonna say that my car is for everyone and then not let the old owner use it. That's the answer.
Hey, Microsoft says they're letting some people rent the car. They discriminated. They just discriminated. They discriminated. They just say. They just say. Yo, it's like when you're renting a spot and they say, hey, Indians only, one of those type of situations. Holy, that's what the type of situation is going on over here, bro. Trust me, that's what happens in the housing market over here, man. Man's already know. Captain Sidekick. How can you bring more games to gamers when you're excluding 150 million consoles? Will Nintendo and cloud offset that? You are kidding yourself. Once again, if we're playing the word game, which these guys love playing the word game, right? Him saying if he's bringing it to more, even if it's one more Jmaine, guess what? It's more. That's all I have to say about that. Whether if you disagree or not, but guess what? If we're just talking about straight up language, if he says he brings it to 2 more people on different platforms, guess what? It's more still. All right? PlayStation Rewind, he says, There's Phil, the gamer / businessman. He speaks, but intertwines the two when he talks. I see what you're trying to say. You know what? You know what I think, Jmaine? Honestly, you know what I think? I think when the camera's not on, the lights are off, I think he is savage. I think Phil Spencer's a sheep in wolf's clothing. I really do. I think he is. I really think he is.
I know Jim Ryan is a dickhead. And that's why I don't get upset.
I think Phil Spencer is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I believe that's how the phrase goes. I really do believe that.
The nice guy.
I think when the cameras go off, the lights, and when he's in, I'm trying to smoke these PlayStation niggas. I think that's how he's talking. We trying to done these guys up. I really believe that. But when he gets on camera, bloop, the nice guy, suit and tie. He has to say all the right things. He has to be this super pro consumer guy. And you guys want him just to act like a savage out, even though it might not be beneficial for them to behave like that, because they're still trying to buy all these people and they have to seem like the super pro consumer company.
Right. I remember before Jim Ryan was the head of whatever position he is, they was asking him about playing old games and remasters and shit. He's like, oh no, backwards compatibility. And he's like, yo, don't nobody want to play them old ass games like that anymore. He telling you listen, we don't give a fuck about backwards compatibility. If I was the head of PlayStation, y'all getting remasters and remakes. And look at it, we get nothing but remasters and remakes now. He told me what it was right from the jump, and you know what? That's easier to believe. Because he backed it up with evidence.
Yo, if you haven't hit the like button and you're watching the pod, hit the like button, man. I know y'all enjoying the show, man. Good conversations as always. GG every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time zone. You know, me and my boy Jmaine, the dynamic duo, we're always holding it down for y'all boys. All right, we got a super chat donation from E-Rock. He says, go this hard on Jim Ryan too, Pony Mane. That's what he says.
Pony Mane.
You know what I mean? Keep that same energy, right?
I hope he was around in 2020 when I cooked Jim Ryan for We Believe in Generations.
Bro, wouldn't they be saying some shit I just don't believe, bro. Call me a cynical sometimes, but some shit is just obvious. Like, y'all capping, bro. Just like how when Rockstar announced something, you're like, nah, bro, that ain't coming out this year. Y'all
But why?
Bro. That's how I feel like.
Because of history, right? History
shows me these niggas lie all the damn time, bro. That's what history is showing me, bro.
Not about generations, man. It's the first time they ever did me wrong, man.
That's
crazy.
Nah. I was right. I was definitely right on the mark on that. Another super chat donation from the smart man, the Arcane. He says, port begging is cool when it's PlayStation. Huh? Jmaine, what do you have to say about that? What do you have to say about that?
I never have a problem with port begging. That's just
me too, bro.
Want to play, so I don't have a problem.
Me too, bro. I know man's always disinvest port begging. I want to, I want a bag, bro.
Holy. The whole 2008 YouTube like ideology. That shit was always dumb. Like, oh, more gamers want to play games. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Shit I ever heard.
Call me King Port Beg. I want all these games on PC. You already know how I felt. Call me King Port Beg, bro. The hell? Why wouldn't I want a game to come on my preferred platform?
Exactly. If every game goes on PC day and day, I would have nothing but a PC right now. I would sell every console, every VR headset, everything gone.
Yes, sir. We got a super chat donation from T Dummy. He says, Kofi, since Naughty Dog need to try and do a first-person shooter to challenge themselves, I'm hoping you want a first-person shooter from Software also, since they have been making the same action RPG for 15 years. I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. But guess what? You know how I'm going to dunk on them? Jmaine? Guess what?
What you got?
They did the Dark Souls shit, right? They reinvented themselves with the Sekiro. You know what I mean? Reinvented themselves in Sekiro. Guess what they're doing now?
That was still a Souls game.
They innovated on the Souls thing and made it Elden Ring. Now, guess what they're doing?
Oh no!
Let me finish. They're coming with Armored Core 6, something totally different. Isn't it not? Are they not challenging themselves? It sounds like they challenge themselves to me. It sounds like they challenge themselves to me.
Absolutely.
How they not challenge themselves? Fuck out of here, nigga.
It's an open world Dark Souls. That shit ain't nothing special.
So their next release is Armored Core, nigga. I'm not a fan of that, but that's something totally different. So what do you have to say about that then?
Armored Core, listen, that's a nice little side project.
It's a side project now. Now it's a side project.
Small.
So I don't care.
That can they afford to do? You know
I stand by it. I don't give a fuck how many people throw tomatoes at me. I stand by it. I want to see Naughty Dog because I think they're a group of talented developers, not just stick to. I want them to flex. I'm not saying never come back, but I do want them to see what they can do in different genres, at least in a first person perspective, because I feel like they could bring something new to the table. I do feel like that. Can you imagine the level of
limited, man?
Can you imagine the level of detail a game with, like the level of detail they could create? How they craft their games in a first person type of game? I think that would be super dope to see. Focus more on environments. Focus more.
Somebody said Armored Core is on the 6th iteration. That is true, nigga. They made the Armored Core.
Hey, but it's different. It's different. It's still different, nigga. All right. Guess what? But Naughty Dog's been making the same type of. But what's it called? Naughty Dog's been still making the same kind of game for like over a decade now. So let's remember that too. We got another super chat donation from King KOFI who says Jmaine treated them boys like he was playing seafood. The PlayStation man is loving you today, my guy.
Shout out to KOFI. That's my boy
King KOFI.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he good people. He good people. He said send more people next time, KOFI. He said I gotta send a couple more, bro. Holy.
Now you need to go through them tweets and the responses in them tweets that I've been getting. Send some of those people. You know what I'm saying? I know they're gonna be breathing out the mouth, might be drooling on the mic, but I want to talk to them too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. We got another one. This one's from Lembone YT. He says Phil ain't got that dog in him. Laughing my ass off. I'm a Sony fan and I wish he was cutthroat as Leon from Snowfall was. It's just business. It's just business. Yeah. Honestly, I see what y'all saying. Once again, I believe Phil Spencer is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think behind closed doors, he wants all the smoke with his competitors. That's why he does all this quote unquote. Hey, yo, we want for the gamers, but you know what, you PlayStation mans, where Game Pass exists, bro. If y'all got Game Pass on y'all shit, y'all can get it.
And y'all might call me a Sony pony in the chat, but I feel for my Xbox brothers because Phil Spencer took away VR from y'all too. He lied about that as well. So I do feel for y'all when he said that, the Xbox One X would be, high fidelity 4K gaming, VR gaming.
Yeah, we already know what happens.
He didn't give y'all that as well. So I feel for y'all too.
You know what? Let me throw a bone for the Xbox fans in the chat since we doing that. Xbox fans, don't worry. VR is gonna be out the door next generation. PlayStation dropping that shit. It's gonna be out the door next generation. So don't worry about it. PlayStation ain't dropping another VR headset. Y'all see them shit sitting on them shelves, boy. All the people was capping for that VR for that 2 weeks that was out. I don't see no posts about that shit no more. That shit dried up. That shit dried up. That shit dried up.
Let the niche market be the niche market, Kofi. You can't talk about it like that. It's a niche market.
That shit dried up. Nobody wanted that shit. That shit dried up.
Xbox gamers wasn't getting shit. They wanted something. At least they would be getting something. Damn.
Yeah, I'm fucking dying, bro. Y'all funny, bro. All right, bro. We got some other topics to talk about. So if you guys have any other input that you want to jump in and talk about on Good Gaming on this episode of Open Mic Good Gaming, then just join the Discord. I already pinned it at the top of the chat. And shout out to the 140 people watching the podcast right now.
Hit that like button. You heard?
Hit that like button. Let's get 100 before this shit is over. All right. Okay. Real quick. I'm hot, nigga. I'm hot, bro.
I'm hot as fuck, dog. I might have to take another shower after this, dog.
I'm hot, bro. All right, yo. I'm getting ready, bro. Let's back to this comment. Back to this comment real quick. You mentioned, you said Microsoft says 10 years is sufficient for Sony to develop a Call of Duty alternative. I want to talk about this real quick before we move on completely from this shit. How did you feel about that when Microsoft? I said that's kind of savage because if you really take it in. Call of Duty has been a dominant force in the industry for way over a decade, right? That nobody is, and guess what? And nobody is able to has tried to recreate a Call of Duty, and they haven't been able to do it. You act like people haven't attempted. They've been attempting to do this Call of Duty magic, but it hasn't worked out. So the nerve of Microsoft to come out and say y'all got 10 years to figure it out is quite savage to me. What do you think about that, sir?
See, if this is the energy we get from Xbox going forward, I fucks with it. Because this is the type of shit that I like to hear. I've been on record saying I want this deal to go through exactly for this reason. I need PlayStation to get more in depth with making multiplayer games for their consumer. It might not match Call of Duty. Nothing's going to fucking match Call of Duty. Fortnite, as big as it is, I don't think it's matching Call of Duty. Like, we've seen things try to come out, like you said, and attempt to match Call of Duty. It's not going to happen. But what this language is telling to me is actually leaning me more on your side. They might actually pull or leverage this game in 10 years when this new deal is over.
I don't know how people are not seeing this. I don't know how people are. They're not seeing that. They're just playing the nice guy for now. Like it's Jmaine. Jmaine, if you got in trouble with the law. You know what I mean? Your lawyer advised you this. No, we're not supposed to lie on the stand, Jmaine. You know what I mean? You have to swear and tell the truth. But if it's gonna save your ass from jail. What are you gonna do? You're definitely gonna embellish a little bit. I don't recall. I don't remember. Type of shit. You know what I'm saying? This happened. I feel like this is the same thing that's happening here. I feel like Microsoft is pissing people off, but Microsoft are saying what they're supposed to say to accomplish their goals, which their current goal is right now to get this Activision Blizzard shit. Remember, you know how I know they savages on the low? Because their initial offer to PlayStation, guess what, Jmaine, was 3 years. It was only fucking 3 years.
It was 3 years.
It was only 3 years, bro. When you really take it in, is only by force and all the crying and PlayStation going to the regulators and the people looking into the deal that has pushed them to go this far. Do you honestly believe it was in Microsoft's plan to make 10-year deals with Nintendo? Let's be honest. With Activision Call of Duty. Do you think when they were planning to buy Activision, their plan was to make a 10-year deal with Nintendo? It was never part of the plan. I'm not in the office, but I'm not retarded, bro. It was never part of their plan to do this.
Nintendo was like, wait, what?
It was never part of the plan. People, you guys got to be smart. This is all a play so they can get what they want. And what they want is this deal to go through. So they're going to play nice guy. They're going to play ball. until they get what they want. I think after, when all these contracts are over, Jmaine, some heavy meat is going to be on the table. They're going to be putting their whole meat on the table when it's coming to renegotiations, and we're going to see what's really up. So I think in the next decade, we're talking about PS6 and whatever future Xbox comes out. It's going to be really exciting times. Actually. I think it's going to be really exciting.
I wouldn't be surprised because of this statement right here. For them to say, you know, oh yeah, 10 years should be sufficient for Sony to develop an alternative. And then if in 10 years they're like, yeah, Call of Duty is done on PlayStation, I wouldn't be surprised because they told y'all already. They told us already. 10 years is enough time for y'all to come up with something. If y'all didn't do it, that's on y'all.
Guess what? So remember,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I want to say this too. You know how they've been on this whole campaign press talking about parity between the two versions, and it's gonna have equal content. I promise you, when this shit is over and the contracts are done, that shit's coming to an end, Jmaine. I guarantee it. That shit's all this parody, all this. We're gonna release everything at the same time. Xbox is gonna get content exclusives for Call of Duty. It's happening. It's happening. Not maybe at now because they're under fire right now for this shit to go, but that shit is fucking happening, bro.
Yeah,
it's happening.
And right. I mean, in 10 years, like. Nah,
it's a whole different playing field, bro. Like at that point, who knows? Jim Ryan might not be in charge. Shit, Phil Spencer might not even be over there anymore. Like that's a long time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like a decade from now, these guys might not even be the executives at these companies anymore. Things could change drastically.
Right. But do you see Call of Duty in 10 years being like the dominant? Like
honestly, the way that they're keeping up, the way that they're keeping up with the times, and they always find a way to innovate. That's one thing I'll give it with the franchise. When something new catches on, they're quick to jump at it. You know what I'm saying? With the whole battle and implement it in their game. When that whole battle royale phase is going crazy, guess what? It came with the Warzone. I think they're doing all the right things to kind of keep themselves relevant and float. And so far, I know as much as in the past, people used to be like, oh, look, the decline of the franchise is happening. And whether it's true in terms of quality, but in terms of popularity, it doesn't seem like it.
And sales.
It doesn't seem like it. Call of Duty... When we're talking even just in America, I don't even know the worldwide, but when it comes to America, it's always the highest selling game. The only time it wasn't the highest selling game when Red Dead Redemption 2, I believe, came out. That was like the only year it wasn't the highest selling game. The next year, guess what, was the highest selling game, and it's been like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, if it could keep it up for a decade, look, listen, anything could happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's still at least a top three game of when it comes to sales,
the year and shit like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, something could come up, but I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah. But shit, I like this talk though, man. Put that pressure on PlayStation to make more multiplayer.
I think honestly, at the end of the day, like I've said this before as well, that I do think this, as much as PlayStation said this is gonna be bad for the gamers and stuff like that, I don't believe it. I think they're just trying to protect their pockets. I really don't believe them when they say that either, right? Because it's no benefit for. What benefit does PlayStation get out of this by letting this deal go through smoothly? The difference between this and Bethesda, I feel like PlayStation felt like, yo, we could never get another Bethesda game ever again and we'll be fine. That's why they like there's no pushback. Like we could get another, but the Call of Duty thing, I feel like they feel like, yo, this is a potential to like actually shift some things. Depending, our competitor is about to own one of the most influential IPs in the world right now. So we're going to try to step on this deal or at least get the best possible deal by crying. And I think it's working. And I think they went from a 3-year deal to a 10-year, Jmaine. So hold on. Right now, at this point, there's no need for them to try to sign something with PlayStation. If I was PlayStation, I'll hold this shit out as long as it can so that the regulators could put something strong in place that they get the best possible deal.
I heard like Sony trying to get some like VR concessions in there too for the Call of Duty game and shit like that. They trying to get anything they can. Son. That shit is crazy.
Oh, okay. Meds was trying to jump in. I didn't even know you were trying to jump in. My bad, yeah. I didn't know that you were trying. I didn't even know you were trying to jump in.
Just stuck around.
I thought, yeah. I didn't even know. But if you gotta go, we're gonna move on to another topic, anyways. We talked about Redfall. Yeah. We talked about the 10-year deal.
While I'm passionate, let me talk about Horizon Forbidden West real quick because I had some people on my neck on Twitter.
They already asked about this too, right?
Yeah, they was coming at me because Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC. It comes out in about 3.5 weeks, and we haven't seen a lot of gameplay or any like teasers or anything about what this DLC is about. So when PlayStation dropped a pre-order trailer recently, showcasing that, if you pre-order the game, you get this skin or whatever. And, it's $20, so not that much money. But I had put a comment out there about, dropping a pre-order trailer, but we haven't seen much about what this DLC is going to be about. And that's an L in my opinion. Like I feel that way strongly about anything, whether it's a game, whether it's a DLC. I want to see what it's about prior to I'm playing it, prior to I'm buying it.
Oh, okay. So I do understand your frustration. Like before we even see any like gameplay or anything like that, they're already talking about bonuses and cosmetics, and if you buy this, you get this. Without Ubisoft is a huge culprit of this, by the way. They love.
Oh yeah, they did that with that new Assassin's Creed. Like, they dropped the pre-orders. We didn't see nothing but a CGI trailer.
And people was getting on me too.
Right. People was getting on me because they're like, it's just going to be more Horizon or the same as what you already played in the base game. And I was arguing with them because I'm like, no, like an expansion is supposed to expand on what we got, whether it's story, weapons, characters, areas, and abilities. Like it's supposed to expand on all of that. So if you're trying to sell me something that's titled an expansion, I want to see a little bit of teaser. Don't gotta spoil it. Like there's ways to create trailers without spoiling, and we've seen it done multiple times. Ghost of Tsushima with the Iki Island DLC, they did a beautiful 2-3 minute trailer where they teased about a few things that you could do, showcased the new area, some of the characters in the trailer. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for them to spoil. People you want them to spoil everything? No, there's ways to do this stuff without spoiling and showcasing.
That's movie trailers.
Yeah, they definitely be spoiling shit in movie trailers. But I'm just asking for them to like show us a little bit more, tease us a little bit more before we get our hands or before we're buying this, especially when you're asking me to pre-order something. Like, of course, I don't have to. I don't pre-order shit until like the day before it comes out. Like, that's what I do because by then we got everything that we need to know. But
yeah, exactly. And pre-ordering these days is pretty much a waste. And like, if you honestly, it's a waste. Like, we're not running out of copies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not running out of digital fucking copy. Bro.
You should only pre-order to like preload something the night before.
Yeah, like if that's if that's your thoughts, and after finding out, maybe hearing a couple of reviews that like, okay, the game's not broken. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there's no technical issues. Then go ahead, you pre-order to preload. And even personally, when it comes to PC, I don't even like preloading on PC because I feel like it even takes longer than just buying it and downloading it.
Oh, and on PC?
On PC is actually bad to preload. Like do that. You get because they have to decrypt all this dumb shit. They take forever, bro. It takes longer than just buying it the day of and installing it, bro. Like it takes longer.
Even if you buy it day one, like console gamers are playing the games that you bought on PC like 12 hours before you play. I don't know why. PC always dropping games.
Like half day, midday, or some shit like some dumb.
PM the day that it comes out, instead of 12 a.m., they drop that shit at 12 p.m. the day that it comes out.
I don't know why they do that. That don't make sense.
It sucks. PC
it probably has to do. You know what? You know what it does? It probably has to do with like Steam servers and when they do like their maintenance and when they refresh. Like it probably has to do something like refresh their network. They probably has to do some dumb shit like that. That's why it's always like that.
Yeah, I remember PSN on PS3 had the refresh on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's one of those. I think it's one of those type of situations.
Wait for that shit to refresh. That shit was so annoying.
I think it's just a New Zealand trick, and they're trying to avoid it. Like, because you know how like Xbox Game Pass games, you can like switch.
Change the date of your computer and play it earlier.
New Zealand, and play. Yeah. I think Steam is just trying to avoid that, so they're just like, nah, you gotta.
Yeah, I seen people playing Resident Evil already on Xbox. Actually, with that
lot of people on console been playing it for days already.
Well, yeah, even hard copy, people, there's mad hard copies.
Oh yeah, hard copies definitely.
There's mad hard copies. Yeah, this has been out. Like my since I don't really go that way anyway, because your boy legit now. Like my boy who has the thing, I could have got a copy of that shit, but I don't plan to play it on console, so I don't really care for it. So I want to play it on PC.
Why you ain't playing on console? You want that PS5 Pro. That's
you know why, Jmaine.
You want the PS5 Pro.
That man has a 4090.
I need that ultra wide, bro.
Only came back on. Only came back on because I felt the show ending. And I'm like, wait.
No. We have a lot. We have a lot to talk about. We got a few topics to talk about, bro.
Yeah, because what about HellBlade 2?
No. Trust me, I have some major beef with that.
Cool.
And if Jmaine is done talking about this, which I do agree with his sentiments on this. As for this, but before we completely leave this, the Burning Skies announcement,
Burning Shores,
or whatever it is. Do you actually expect to be like new? I know there's gonna be new machines, new environments, but do you actually expect some new gameplay features versus this? Because the last expansion there wasn't though. There was just more of the same, but just different environment, right? and different machines.
So they had new weapons and the DLC, new machines.
Yeah. So you think it's gonna be more so like that, right? It's not. They're not gonna do no major game changes because. So I asked this real quick, Jmaine. I asked this because this expansion is not coming out for the PS4.
Right. Yep.
That's why I asked this. So do you think
that's a great point because what you think? Oh,
I think they're lying, Jmaine.
Why?
They're saying, "Oh, this expansion is only coming out for PS5. That way we can really take it." That's all bullshit. That's all bullshit.
I have to see. I have to see. We have to wait to see. I'm a see.
You could be right. You could be right. I'm not.
No. Hang on. Let me be clear. There may be some visual enhancements here. There may be.
Yeah, but they could scale it back, right? Like they could scale it back if they wanted to.
The only reason that this thing is only coming out for PS5 is because you can only sell expansions to people who bought the initial game. And nobody bought the shit on PS4, bro.
I don't know.
Is that his reason? I don't know.
I don't know. If there was enough audience on PS4, they would have released it on PS4. I'm telling you, bro. It's all about money.
I actually don't know I don't know the breakdown between it. See, I can't even deny him because I don't know the breakdown between. If this is his theory, I can't deny his theory, right?
It's a good theory.
I don't know the numbers, so I can't really discuss this like that because I don't know the numbers.
The breakdown in terms of PS5, PS4. When it comes to this game, we don't know, right?
Yeah, we don't know.
If you look at the
cross-play shit is bullshit. It was a waste of time.
It is bullshit. and hang on, because I was about to present an example. Miles Morales.
Oh yeah,
the PS4 sales are ass. It sold great on PS5. In fact, every time they got new waves of PS5 batches, you saw that Miles Morales was charged.
It's always charged, because everyone's buying it with their PS5.
Bought PS5s. And
it's like Zelda Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? It's like attach rate. People want to buy it with the new console. You know?
Exactly. And bro, they're not releasing this DLC on PS4 because nobody bought the game on PS4.
Someone in the chat, DrewTube, he brings up another good point to counter your theory, right? He's just saying theory. It's not facts, right? DrewTube brings up a good point. He says. He said most people purchased the PS4 version since there was a free upgrade because it was cheaper, right? So could they have bought the PS4 version and just got digitally and just got? I think you never know, but maybe the casuals don't know. Maybe the casuals don't know though. Maybe the casuals are not in key.
And it all depends on how they market it too, because I think like with Miles Morales and shit, I think they
market on
PS5 on PS5, so people don't. And that marketing shit work. Like
it does.
It's not on PS4. Like I gotta get it on PS5.
They don't spend billions. They don't spend millions of dollars on marketing. Sometimes almost the budget of a video game. Sometimes you know what I'm saying? Just for no reason because they know it works. That shit works on people that are not watching podcasts like us and us speaking games, just the regular folks. It does work. Before we leave, I got one more thing. I heard that you need to beat the game to play this expansion. How do you feel about that, Jamie? Do you think that's an L or a W?
That's a W. I think.
Why you say that?
Yeah, because I think what they presented for you in the story and where Aloy was headed next, it only makes sense for them for you to have to beat the game for that. And I think people should be beating this game in order to access the DLC when it comes to games. Like beat the fucking game. You shouldn't be able to play anything extra or after until you beat the main game. Play that shit because if you didn't like the base game, why you coming? Do you
think that kind of harms its performance? Do you think that would harm it, or you think that necessarily won't harm its performance? Because I know some people, because let's be real. The majority of people who buy video games don't beat games. You know that though, right? That's actually a fact. Right. Majority of people who buy games don't beat video games, bro. They play it a bit and drop it.
Video games don't purchase the DLCs either.
So this might be catered to.
Kofi, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Long time gamer, been gaming as long as all of you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have never ever or played DLC. Ever.
I'm not an expansion guy either. I'm not an expansion guy. Only very few times I buy DLC too. I'm like Meds. Look, if it's like a fighting game like Dragon Ball FighterZ, I buy all the expansions. I'm buying all the season passes because it's a game that it's a fighting character. I'm buying that shit.
Well, why do you buy those, Kofi? Because you actually play the game a lot.
Yeah, I play the game a lot.
The only people who are buying DLC are people who played the fuck out of the original game. And they
want
more.
That's a good point. Very good point. Very, very good. All right, so we can leave this and move on. Let's talk about
Mez, you don't play games? Is that why you don't buy DLC?
I don't play games.
Oh shit! Hey, yo, Kofi, kick this nigga from
yeah, y'all the gaming podcast. Y'all play it. Holy,
what's going on here? What do you think? I never show up to Sonicast. I don't play games.
Oh, get this man.
Holy,
I only show up to Sonicast on weeks that I play games.
Oh my god,
that's why I'm never there.
All right, I want to talk about this because Jmaine, you were passionate about that shit. I'm passionate about this shit right here.
Ooh,
let me get my shit out. I'm passionate about this
shit.
I'm tired, Jmaine.
Uh-oh.
I'm tired.
He's tired, y'all.
HellBlade 2. HellBlade 2, look, I'm on that. We've been talking about Redfall so fucking long. Look what I'm saying. HellBlade 2. I am tired of seeing this game. Genuinely. I'm so fucking tired of seeing this game being demonstrated. I'm tired of looking at this girl's face. Every time I'm seeing this game, it's a close-up of this girl, and they're always doing some sort of tech demo, or oh, look at this facial technology, or look at this look at this rock, look at this rock, look at this environmental rock. I am tired. Listen, when Hellblade initially got announced, I was excited for it, Jmaine. Guess what? I enjoyed the first one, and I saw promise. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was cool, but it had very, very big glaring issues when it comes to Hellblade 1, right? The gameplay loop, number one, the gameplay in general was extremely stiff walking around, and the puzzles were kind of like lame. Like you had to do these weird little puzzles. Then you get into these little sectional combats where there was no depth in the combat system in this game whatsoever. If you've played previous Ninja Theory games, you know that they know how to do like dope combats because I played DMC. Sure. I know people shit on it, but I played DMC.
I like DMC.
I enjoyed it for what it was, and the fighting mechanics was pretty cool. I played Enslaved Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? That was another one. And they have another action. They have another action adventure that's slipping my mind. Heavenly Sword, right? So they're definitely have made games that have pretty dope combat systems, right? So the problem is that why every time we're seeing Hellblade is a fucking demonstration of some new technology. I get it. The game is gonna be pretty, but what this game really needs to be showcasing people is not really the visuals, because the visuals of the old game looked good. And I'm expecting it to look better, but it's not really the main thing that needs to impress somebody, at least someone like me, is where are y'all taking this franchise gameplay wise? Because the gameplay was they cannot release the same game again with just prettier, but the gameplay is very similar to the first game. Because honestly, the way that they're presenting this game and always showing it to me, I'm starting to kind of feel like this game is just a glorified tech demo. That's how I'm feeling. I may be totally wrong, but the way that they're showing this game and presenting it, and every time we've seen it, it almost feels like a glorified Unreal Engine tech demo, almost like a Rise Summer Road type of game where we're trying to just blow your mind with the CryEngine type of situation, like, oh, the graphics are just fucking beautiful. But when it comes to the core of the experience, what people actually, care about, it's gonna be very more the same. And it's starting to feel like that to me. And until they prove otherwise, then I'm taking that. I'm tired of seeing this fucking game, bro. Jmaine, not being like what we need to see to impress niggas is the combo system, the sword play, and where they have evolved that, because that's what needed the most work in Hellblade. Right. How do you feel?
I mean, they announced this game in 2019, so 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, excuse me, coming up in December. And then they first showed gameplay in 2021, almost 2 years ago. So it's already beyond my point of giving a fuck about it anymore.
Bro, I don't want to see it like this no more, bro. Like, don't even show me the game. Like, I get it. It's GDC. You're showing the Unreal thing. But, like, god damn, at least cut a trailer of some real-time graphics. But I guess they're trying to show off, once again, the facial animations. And the funny thing is, Jmaine, the game, I could bet this. I'll bet $20 to any Xbox in the chat, any Xbox guy in the chat. I could bet $20 that in-game, it ain't going to look like this. In game, it's not gonna look like this. I could guarantee it. You're not gonna have this level of detail on a character model and the environments be beautiful as well. It doesn't work like that unless your game is gonna be like literally a walking simulator. That's what I'm saying. Is it gonna be? Is it gonna be an Unreal? That's like I'm saying. Is it gonna be a tech demo? Is it gonna be a glorified tech demo that is just beautiful and displaying good audio and good visuals, or are we actually gonna get a real fucking video game here? I'm confused.
I think it's important to remind everybody that the Unreal 5 original demo was literally Forspoken.
That was original. Unreal.
Yeah, remember?
Yo,
remember
it was. You're right.
It looks crazy. This is Project Athia. Project Athia.
Wait, no. Forspoken is not on Unreal. It's not on Unreal.
No, yeah, it is.
No, it's not. It's on the Luminous engine.
Bro, Project Athia was
no. You're getting it confused. You're getting it confused with something else. I see what you're saying. You're getting it confused. Yeah, you're getting it confused with something else.
Yeah, that was something else. I know what you're talking about, but that was like a different like girl, and I know what you're talking about though. That wasn't Forspoken.
I thought that Project Athia Unreal Engine.
No. You're thinking about something else, Meds. You're thinking about the girl that was flying through the sky and shit like that.
Yeah,
you know what?
It's not it. It's not it.
I'm completely wrong. I just googled it. Yeah, I'm wrong as fuck. I take back everything I said. I'm sorry.
But so Jmaine, are you feeling me here or am I bugging? We got Bad Juju in the chat says KOFI about to take an L on this one. And look, I don't have this God complex like some of y'all favorite YouTubers that y'all watch. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, bro. I'm hoping for the best for this situation. I'm just saying the way that they've been presenting this game is leading to me think that it's a glorified Unreal Engine 5 tech demo. And you know why, Jmaine, too? Another exhibit. Let's go look at the gameplay, the quote-unquote gameplay that they showed back then. Everyone's saying like, yo, I remember I tweeted them, I'm like, yo, some gameplay would be nice. And people are like, they released some gameplay.
She ran
this is the game,
and
bro.
Back. That wasn't
Jmaine,
gameplay.
this was the gameplay. This is the gameplay we seen. HellBlade.
Right.
Honestly, Kofi, you look better than the gameplay.
Bro, if that's the game that's got y'all going crazy, then God, kill me now, bro. Kill me now, bro. Like, this is the gameplay that y'all come on, bro. This is not gameplay, bro. This is not gameplay, people. So I want to see the game in a real light. And I'm just a little spooked right now. I'm spooked that it's gonna be HellBlade 1, but better looking. And I think that's an L. I think that's a little bit of an L, if you ask me, because I feel like a franchise this has so much more potential, to improve on the combat.
Yes. Now,
no, bro.
They switched the engine. I guess they switched the engine over from Unreal 4 to 5. Is that what's going on here? So could that be why things are moving a little bit slower than we are used to or that we expect? Possibly. But Jmaine, if that's the case, stop showing me the game. Stop.
Jmaine, it's not even the time. It's not even the time at the point. Right now, it's not even the time that when is it coming out? Like, I get it. Like, yo, we heard about this game for a while. At this point, I'm cool. I'm like, whatever, take your time. But if you're gonna show me this fucking game again, at least show me something of like something of substance this time. Yeah, show me something of substance this time, or I don't want to see it.
You know what I'm saying right now, dog. I'm the same way. Like somebody brought up Last of Us 2 in the chat. Like, it was revealed in 2016, but then 2 years later, we got like a 15-minute gameplay demo. So
that's what I'm saying. We got to hold it. That's what I'm saying, bro. What are we talking about?
Enough to keep us getting excited about, okay, I know what I'm expecting here. Like, I know what we're getting here. But this,
I can't tell if this combat is improved at all.
Screaming at the camera and doing all these wild-ass facial expressions. Like, that's not doing shit.
This was GDC shit.
It was. Shit. And that's why I feel bad because we're going crazy on GDC shit, but
it's just annoying. It's annoying, Jmaine. It's just annoying. It's just annoying,
You're
bro.
Right, because okay, cool. So you want to show the game off, to show the tech off at GDC, but you haven't talked about this game since you fucking revealed it before the consoles even came out. This shit got revealed on the Game Awards. In 20
when the Series X got revealed.
Yeah, at the same time.
This shit got revealed before the new consoles even came out, and these new consoles are going on 3 years old. Where the fuck is this game at?
And this is not gameplay. I'm rewatching this trailer. This is not gameplay, boys. Like this is not gameplay. Like what are we doing here?
Nah,
bro?
That's motion capture. That's all.
Nah, this is not gameplay. So if y'all saying they really dropped gameplay, and bro, this is not it. I want to see how they improve the combat. What we really actually need to see. That's how I feel.
Deserves.
Honestly, I think they're gonna deliver, but honestly, they should shut the fuck up until.
But you know why I'm a little spooked now that I'm watching this. If this is their vision, first of all, what they showed us, then it's kind of pointing to the direction that it might be a very similar combat style of the first one because it got the over the shoulders thing. You know what I mean? It's like
it's been too
long. I don't know.
It's been too long.
Because it seems like they're focusing on just the technology and making the best looking game ever versus something that's as amazing gameplay mechanics, because I feel like they would show it
off.
It
gives if you had amazing, that's
what I'm saying. If you had amazing sword play, and you were cooking up amazing combos, sword play and shit like that, wouldn't you not be showing that off right now? You'd be showing it off. But we're just getting nothing about facial features and how beautiful the rocks and the environments of the faces.
No. But again, you have to remember this is GDC. Like GDC is the game developers conference. It's
I get it. I'm just saying it's a personal gripe of mine. It's a personal gripe of mine. I'm just tired of seeing this shit. I understand your point.
It's just like I just want to say, like, you shouldn't expect something what you're asking for, you shouldn't expect for it at GDC. They're only showing this at GDC right now because
to show off Unreal 5 and
Unreal
shit
5.
GDC. Yeah, that's been the big thing. Which Unreal 5 does look fantastic. Yeah, them Unreal 5 games that are coming out in the future. Holy Jmaine, you're talking about next gen. Maybe that shit is coming. Maybe the difference is coming. Them Unreal 5 games are looking crazy.
That's next gen. It's a reason all these developers have migrated to Unreal Engine 5. That shit.
Yeah, that shit looks amazing.
Man.
What they can do with that shit is incredible, bro. That's what I would say about that. But I guess if no one has nothing else to add on that, then we can move on.
I can't. I loved Hellblade 1. Like, I'm coming from a place of love when I say I understood like I watched all the developer diaries for Hellblade 1. I understood the struggles that they went through in that development, being that they were independent at that time and reaching out to publishers trying to get a deal, and when they finally linked up with Sony and doing the mocap from like a small ass room with like one camera. Like, I understood, but now that they're signed on to Microsoft and with Xbox, I thought maybe we would be seeing more of this game expand, and we haven't gotten shown that yet. So it's only right that we feel.
Jmaine, we have to see it again or whatever show that they do, Jmaine, or I'm gonna go fucking nuts, to be honest. Because I said, I'm a fan of Hellblade 2. I see the potential here. Like, I see the potential here to be something good. And when they got a sequel, I thought they were gonna go crazy with it.
Wait for E3, buddy.
Oh, bruh. Oh, bruh. Oh, bruh.
Wait for E3, buddy. It's coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a super chat donation from Blade X. He says, Jay Curry cooking tonight, bro. Jmaine, you got a lot of fans tonight, bro.
We 30'd up, bro. Y'all better pull up to my live stream, too. I don't want to hear none of these super chats. And y'all motherfuckers in the live stream later tonight hitting that like button,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I need my YouTube to have this much love, all right? I'm playing.
Bad juju, bro. You could check my shit. I beat Hellblade. I enjoyed it. This is coming from a place of just frustration, of just seeing the game be advertised as a glorified tech demo. I'm praying and hoping it turns out good, okay? So remember that. This is not I'm just praying and hoping, but it's just not giving me good vibes right now. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not giving me good vibes right now. But I hope I'm wrong. Definitely. I'll love to. I'm definitely gonna be on it when it plays. Definitely. I'm gonna ask Microsoft should be sending me a review code copy for it too, bro. I'm gonna be on it. Let's talk about Jmaine. Moving on. Let's give a round of applause to PlayStation.
Oh, really? What they do?
Why?
Metacritic Publisher of the Year for 2022.
Oh.
We give a round of applause. Yeah.
They went from second place to first.
I'm clapping.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Them good games.
Last year was a good year. See, output like that is nice. Whether you like the games or like it was. Look, every game is not for everybody, so we got to remember that. So even if it didn't pertain to you, it is what it is.
KOFI, this award doesn't matter because Microsoft won it last year, so
nah,
it's a fraudulent award.
Nah,
it's not real.
I think we need to just give credit where credit is due. When someone does well, guess what? We say you're doing well. And I think it's just a moment that we have to give PlayStation that y'all doing well. Last year was a good year for y'all. You're at Horizon, no matter how I feel about it. Some of y'all absolutely loved it. That's great. GT7, we got God of War Ragnarok, and we got I think something else I'm missing too. Maybe
it was
MLB,
some remastered collections and shit.
Part one.
The show was fantastic.
Yeah, Last of Us
part one. It's a good output for a year. Like, if you look, what I expect from a PlayStation and Xbox is like if you drop like 4 or 5 first party, that's enough for the year.
Yeah,
bro. I don't need every month to be an exclusive.
That is insane.
Yeah, like 4
more than that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But if that 3 or 4, especially like Xbox might be able to even provide more now that they got like 30 studios.
More studios. Yeah,
but like for PlayStation standpoint or Xbox
5 games
prior to Activision Blizzard,
it's amazing.
3 to 4 a year. That's great.
That's great. To me, that's great.
Good.
You know what I mean? Because realistically, we do play more multiplats in a year than exclusive. So if we get the big exclusive spread out, there's like 4 or 5 of them throughout the year. I think that's an amazing year, and it seems like PlayStation hit home for for all of them. They all scored really well and have their own fan base.
Were you surprised to see Xbox did not make this list at all?
Microsoft had a horrible year. What the fuck?
They did.
What the fuck? They had a horrible year,
They
bro.
did.
They had a horrible year. I don't think that's like sacrilegious. That's just a fact. Like if you say they had a great year, then you're in fucking denial, bro. Straight up. They had a horrible year. Absolutely horrible year last year. Did they have a 1-2? They had a 1-2 little games here and there, but no, we want some big games from coming out the Microsoft camp, and we didn't get that. So, no.
Yeah, they went from first to non-existent. This year, they should be in competing. Like I think Hi-Fi Rush is actually
they'll be competing this year.
Highly scoring game. We got Redfall.
I think Redfall is gonna fall a little bit short. I really do. I feel like I don't think it's gonna be score bad, but I think it's gonna be between like I said 77 to 74. That's what I would say. It's in that range from what I.
But that'll at least put them in competition because I don't think they missed the boat because of score. They missed it because they didn't have enough published releases. So it was about a quantity thing because they got published on here that averaged like a 58. Like it's not about the score.
Yeah, they didn't have enough. They also didn't have enough
to qualify.
They didn't have enough.
So
yeah.
Just getting yourself in the game was a problem for them last year.
Yeah. We got a super chat donations from Krangles. He says, appreciate the content since the PSP days. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for pulling up.
Yes, sir.
On your boy, bro. You know what I mean? The dynamic duo's back. All right. Okay, Ninja Theory Hellblade. Oh, real quick, we don't have to stay here long. Sonic Frontiers.
Yes.
Got some sales numbers.
Yeah.
Sonic Frontiers crossed 3 million sold. And I'm actually quite surprised by this. I'm surprised by this.
I'm definitely surprised. Did this game come out last year? Was that last year when it came out?
I believe so, yes. It's last year.
Year.
I think at the end of the year, last quarter. I didn't expect this high.
Really? Hold on, let me look this up.
Look, we know Sonic is a huge IP, people. It
November
has a really
8th, yes, you're right.
It has a really deep history. But let's not forget it's honestly been a very, very trash series for the past like 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Like Sonic has been Garbino for like 15 years, with the exception of, Mania and maybe Colors or something like that, and Generations, maybe like Sonic Generations. But the franchise is long, it's far from its heyday. That's the point I'm trying to get. And I think people know this. I think the public, the hardcore gamers know this. And I think the public perception know like these Sonic games be ass. Like, so it's not like Sonic games come out and automatically do well, because we didn't get these kind of sales numbers from Sonic Forces, Jmaine, right? No. So it's selling 3 million is impressive to me. Even though Sonic also had a great year with like the movies, people were fucking with the movies. So I think maybe it's coming off the back of that. Plus, Frontiers wasn't actually god awful. Like it had a lot of promise, but it needed some time. I feel like more time cooking. I feel like two more years of development, this game might have been as good as like Adventure or some shit. Like if they really cooked it properly, you know what I'm saying? So
for like a I guess a 3D Sonic game, like I looked at it and while I wasn't like blown away or anything by it, I looked at it for the first time in a long time and be like, okay.
It's actually not that bad, right? It's not that bad, right?
Like it has some issues here, but I wouldn't mind checking. It's actually, I think it's on like PlayStation Plus and shit like that. Like, I might check it out one day, like when I'm, just in the mood.
Honestly, look, if you're a Sonic fan, because growing up, I was a huge Sonic fan, right? So if you're a Sonic fan, like it's almost like being an anime fan, and when an anime game comes out, we know it's not like the greatest, Jmaine, but we like the anime. We like the anime, so guess what? We buy the game, bro. Like we buy the Dragon Ball Kakarot, we buy the My Hero games because we fucking love the anime, right? So we have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a similar situation right now with Sonic, where the game's like, if you're a fan of Sonic, you grew up playing Sonic, you'll probably have a good time playing Sonic Frontiers, because it will give you a glimpse of the greatness that it used to be. On the Dreamcast era with Adventure 1 and Adventure 2. What surprised me the most?
What's that?
Control sold 3 million copies up to date. So that means Sonic Forces got to reached 3 million before before Control did. And that blew me away. Actually,
so that furthers the stance that because I feel like the conversation for Control was much louder and longer.
Bro, people used to
Frontiers.
That's what I'm trying to say. See,
and
people were saying like
there's only did 3 million. I was like,
That's what I'm trying to say.
We was talking about that shit for long, but of course that's not everybody. So Sonic being that popular IP, I think did carry it, and it was a decent game, I guess. So, you know.
Nev, don't disrespect me. Dragon Ball Kakarot got 3 season passes and 3 different expansions. I'm not the only one who's buying the Dragon Ball Kakarot. And first of all, Dragon Ball Kakarot is fucking fire, Nev. So fall back, nigga. Dragon Ball Kakarot is fucking fire, bro. Great game. Make sure y'all go buy that. But Jmaine, like you were saying, the conversation with Control. This game was literally every fucking publication. I can't even speak. Was honestly sucking that game off. Am I lying? The year that it came out, 2019, everybody was sucking this game off, bro. So I'm thinking this game probably did like 9 million. How the fuck is Sonic Frontiers already caught up in sales already, bro? What the hell? Yeah. I don't care if it's a new IP.
I think Control did like 2 million in his first. I think it was like first year, or maybe even like 2 million in his first year, and then that was 2020, and then so from that point. Now it's like, damn, it only did 1 million since then. I mean, it was profitable, so I guess that's a good thing. But I just thought it would have did better. I thought it would have did better.
I'm just saying that, like the media attention, Jmaine, that it got, right. You would think this game sold like stupid well. Right. Like once again, 3 million for a new IP. In hindsight, like it's not the worst. But like I said, just the attention that this game stirred up, I thought it would have done better. That's all. Yeah. I thought it would have done much better. We don't have to stay here too long. Control. They're working on a sequel, by the way.
For Control. Oh yeah. Remedy got a few projects in the works.
I think they're not. I think
they're a little nervous.
Yeah, I think they're working on a Control. Apparently, Alan Wake 2 is scheduled for this year, Jmaine.
Yes, they sticking by that too. They saying they is still on schedule.
So
to come out
it
this
must
year.
be very far into development. It must be very far if they're saying that though.
Nah, it's coming out. I think it's gonna come out next year.
You think it's cat?
Yeah.
Why don't you believe them? Why don't you take their word as gospel, Jmaine? Why don't you take his word as gospel?
We haven't seen shit. We ain't seen not a goddamn thing.
Why you take their word as gospel? Why you calling cat for this, Jmaine? Hey, see, we go full circle, people. We go full circle, people. Holy.
They're also doing the remakes from fuck is it, Max Payne. They're doing that shit too.
Yeah,
they got a lot of shit cooking, man.
I think what's on their timeline is good. But yeah, I think some of those games are very far off. Very, very far off. Yeah. Okay, Sonic Frontiers, Remedy, blah blah blah. Got to that. Jmaine, I know Jack Move must be twerking somewhere on this earth right now. In Memphis somewhere. Maybe in his bedroom on his bed or something.
I got pajamas.
Leg over his head and everything. I know Jack Move going crazy right now.
You know he's flexible too. That shit is crazy.
For a big man, he really flexible. That shit is nuts, bro. Holy. Yo, TMNT is getting a AAA game, Jmaine.
About fucking time. But this is what I remember. It was rumors about fucking Rocksteady working on a TMNT game, and that had me hyped. I'm like, dog, if we get this, a beloved graphic novel of the Last Ronin, which is a dark tone, fucking 3/4 of the Ninja Turtles are dead. It's one left. I don't know if they're gonna choose a different one based on from the novel, but it's one left, and he's on this mission to avenge. Like, yo, this shit could be elite, and it's drawing inspiration from like the God of War. So I'm just taking that as over the shoulder action,
over the shoulder style, yeah,
wide linear style of game. This is exactly what
I kind of hope. Hear me out. I know some people are gonna be like, I kind of hope it's DMC Platinum-esque versus God of War 2018. More so God of War 3 DMC Platinum-esque. I kind of hope it's on that lines besides the over the shoulder type of shit with the Kratos shit. That's just me personally. I kind of hope. I feel like there's a lot more to explore with the verticality, with the air combos, and maybe making traversal through the environment's a lot cooler than that kind of cinematic Last of Us the back thing. And it worked in it worked in God of War, but I kind of hope to see this in that kind of God of War 3, Devil May Cry, Platinum game style. I think that'd be cooler to me.
I feel you on that. Just because the Turtles are, they like this high octane combat, fast pace, a lot of, like you said, a lot of combos and stuff like that. So,
exactly.
Slowing it down. Now, maybe, I don't know if the story might add to it. Maybe, as this Ninja Turtle gets older or lost some of his, his brothers and shit like that, he isn't this high octane type of fighter anymore. And, he's somebody that is more slower and methodical with his movements and, stuff as an older turtle and stuff like that, maybe slowed down and shit like that. So I don't know. But if the story is, going to add to that, then I think it would make sense. But if not, and he is this still type of, high octane character, then yeah, maybe more of a DMC style.
Yeah, I think it will fit. I think it will fit better. I think it will definitely fit better. So that's some cool news. And more games to look forward to. Yeah, the future does look promising. I think there's a lot of projects cooked in the works right now that are exciting and that people should be looking forward to.
There hasn't been a developer attached to this yet, so that's also going to tell us a lot.
Wait, so yeah, we just don't know. There's somebody working on it, or are they pitching the idea, or they're just the developers unannounced? Which one is it?
Right. And so it's in the works, but Paramount hasn't announced who the developer is, even the title of the game and shit like that. So they haven't came out and said who it is. So that's going to tell us a lot too.
That will tell us a lot. If you were to speculate, what would you say?
Platinum.
Honestly, the thing is, look, once again, Platinum is a studio that they're not a bad. They just a hit or miss. Like they drop like duds, then drop like a fire, like a near, or like they drop. You know what I'm saying? Like Platinum is just weird, yo. Like when it comes to consistency and releases, I think they have great potential, but maybe because they do take on so much projects that like some games just fall under. Because there's quite a few Platinum games that I really do enjoy, that I do like a lot. So I don't know, man.
Right.
I don't know. Was that the last? It might have been the last topic.
Oh no. I
feel like I'm missing something.
It's rumors, but the Spider-Man 2 shit.
Okay,
I thought it was
I
funny.
think that's the last one. Yeah.
And the tweets.
So want to break that down?
I think they've been deleted since then. But yeah, so Tony Todd, who is a well-renowned actor, played in shit like Candyman and stuff like that. But he's also going to be the voice actor of the Venom character in the new Spider-Man 2 game. I hope that wasn't spoilers for anybody. If it is, then yeah, I should have been known about that.
You should have known about that fact.
Yeah, you should have known by now. So he's going to be the voice actor for Venom in the new Spider-Man 2 game. And while we don't know what the release date for that game is, and the only thing that Insomniac has said is that it's going to be fall of 2023, he came out and he was if an NDA existed, this motherfucker broke every single thing about that NDA, because he was on Twitter. I guess somebody asked him about when the game was coming out, and he was like, he basically said that the game is scheduled to come out in September. He said that they about to ramp up with the promotional content in August. And he also, what else did he say? He said that because somebody asked him about the state of play or whatever, if that was coming up soon. And he said he knows when it's coming, but he's not at liberty to say. So the fact that he actually came out and said all of this is insane. And I kind of believe it. Like, I kind of believe
I believe it too. Yeah, the rollout is coming soon. No, the rollout is coming soon. It's getting closer. Happening. It's happening. So we know the game's coming out this year. It's for sure happening. It's just going to have a big blowout. I think PlayStation knows that this is their biggest game of the year, Jmaine. So they're just timing everything accordingly, right? Right. When they're really gonna just blow out this game and have a grand reveal for it, and it does make sense around the E3 time, like summer, it does make sense around them times that they're gonna probably go crazy with the promotion, and we're probably gonna see everything about the game. So I do believe them. I do think this is accurate. I do think this is accurate because it's believable. You know what I'm saying? This is something like when you look at it, it's very believable.
It lines up, because even if they do like if that summer showcase is true and they're doing the showcase in June, like they could do the 10 to 11 minute gameplay trailer of Spider-Man 2 showcasing some things, and then August now maybe even announcing a release date right there, and then in August they ramp up the promotion. You know how they did it last time, had trains and shit like that decorated and decked out, and then September be the release date, which would be interesting because that is also the month of Starfield.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have two, big games, Xbox, big banger, and a PlayStation big banger.
That'd be nice.
Coming out in the same month. I would love that to happen.
I would love it. Me too.
I just miss competition in gaming, and Xbox and PlayStation, of course, they going head to head with things like games.
I think no one should push their shit back, because I really do. Yes. Both games do cater to a different audience. And
right.
I think both of them will have huge press. I really don't think one will really outshine the other, to be honest. I really think the Starfield thing is gonna be a big release. I know y'all, everyone's just shits like in the crumb side for some reason, or quote unquote, like just kind of shits on dunks on the game, and
Based
I think
on what
rightfully
they
so.
showed us.
Yeah, but I think rightfully so though. I want to also add that. But I think this game, I really feel like this game's gonna be a major release, Jmaine. Like this is like not no small release. Because like I said last podcast when we made the bet, if this is not the big game, what's the big game? This has to be the big game, bro. This is it for them.
So in terms of players, I think of course Starfield is gonna beat.
Of course, because on PC is gonna be nuts.
And it's on Game Pass too, so people are just gonna be playing that shit just to try it out.
Yeah.
But I think each game is gonna hold its own. Like, you know, Spider-Man, of course, is a major IP, so the sales is gonna be just fine. I don't think Starfield is impacting Spider-Man sales, and I think
they're both gonna be really successful no matter what.
Starfield,
they're both gonna be really successful.
You know, players and shit like that. But it'll be nice just to have like the competition there and the conversation be around.
You know what's gonna be more interesting than more so than the players and who bought this more. What's gonna be more interesting is the review scores.
The review scores.
I think that's what's going to be the conversational piece online at the time. More so
because both studios got a lot to prove. It's been a long time since Bethesda has put out one of their big games.
Yeah, big games. Yeah, that's
true. And Insomniac has to follow up with Spider-Man 1.
Which is a lot of pressure for that too.
A lot of pressure for a sequel.
Can't make the same game, same city.
Right.
It can't just be that. You have to do something different, right? Like,
I mean, it probably will be the same city. I'm gonna be honest.
Not okay. The city. Okay, I said that wrong, but maybe different boroughs. A different borough, like maybe expansive.
Maybe different boroughs. Maybe like more expansive, like more interactive.
More interactive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, absolutely. Maybe you have to go through build. You could go through builds more. Who knows? Like it has to be cooler, right?
Absolutely.
They got to do something.
Yeah, that shit's fun. Like that's fun to speculate about stuff like that, and I think it keeps developers sharp on their toes too. Is that knowing that, okay, we about to launch next to another big game or something that's gonna have a lot of people's attention. We got to come correct, and that's why competition is always good, man.
I don't think Spider-Man hit that 90 mark. You think Spider-Man 2 is gonna hit this mark? It didn't hit it. It got close. I believe Spider-Man 1 got like an 88.
Yeah, it was like 80. I think it fell to 87, but I think 88 like 80, for a long time.
For a long time was at like around 88. Yeah. Do you think it crosses that mark? You think you believe in Insomniac to push the envelope and cross that mark, or deliver something pretty much?
I do, same? But just barely. Like maybe like a 90, 91. Like just barely. I don't.
Yeah, you're not seeing it like God of War acclaim. You don't see God of War acclaim.
No, I don't. Because I think it's just so hard. Not hard, but it's so many examples out there of what a superhero game is, and like they have that to follow. But that was a bar that was set so high with the Batman games,
with the Arkham games, Arkham City and stuff.
Yeah, I just think things are so much more critically like reviewed and shit like that it's going to be hard. They're going to have to like damn near reinvent the wheel. For superhero games for it to be like
it would have to be really
like
that. And someone in King KOFI says Insomniac doesn't really get 90s. I feel like they got 90s.
They don't.
Like, I think Tools
the Ratchet and Clank games.
Yeah, Tools of Destruction definitely got a 90. I remember those were bangers, bro. Like at the time. So I don't know.
Those games do, and they did push the envelope when it came to like platformers and shit like that. So
yeah, exactly.
If they could do it again with the superhero shit, maybe the 2 character shit will help out.
Yeah, they have to just bring a new idea. Like I'm saying, like it just can't be a repeat. It can't be a repeat of Miles. It can't be like, you know what I mean? Like we've already kind of done this twice. They got to really just bring new technologies. Like I said, I think a good idea would be like day and night cycling, like real time. You know what? I kind of hated that about Spider-Man. How like when you did a mission, then like you got a pan of the city, right? And it just turned black. You remember like and that shit? When, I think we passed that. Like that's like some old shit. Give us like a real time kind of solution. Weather night and day.
That goes to show you too, because as a character like Batman, like Gotham, you always see it at nighttime, right?
Yeah.
So they
got away with that. Yeah, they got away with it.
Put a night cycle in that. And nobody criticizes it because that's Batman.
That's how.
But Spider-Man, we see him all throughout the day. He's doing shit at night. He's doing shit in the morning. So yes, they have to have something like a day and night cycle. In order for them to get points for shit like that. So
yeah.
They got a lot to do, but I think maybe like low 90s, they could pull something off like that.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I'm excited to see what they cook up, man. I'm pretty sure they're working hard and they're gonna pull up. And before we get out of here, one last thing, Jmaine. I know today's an extended show, but it was very good discussions. I'm sure the people watching are enjoying it. Hit the like button if you haven't. We just need 2 more likes, then we have 100, man. That was nice.
Let's get it.
Nice. Shout out to y'all, bro. Jmaine, you are under some other controversy. You were the center of some controversy as well. I don't know if I talked about it already, but it was about regarding Final Fantasy 16.
Oh,
we didn't talk about it, right?
Yeah, no, we didn't talk about that yet.
We didn't talk about it. All right, so Jmaine saw a clip on Twitter. Let me break it down. Jmaine saw a clip on Twitter that got him a little spooked. It got him a little spooked.
Just a little bit, man.
Pretty much.
It's a lot of it, man. Fucking, I was spooked.
He was a little spooked by seeing a clip on Twitter for Final Fantasy 16, and a couple of people were making a little bit of a big deal about this. Pretty much, it was a little squeezed through section in Final Fantasy 16, and Jmaine threw a fit. Jmaine, why did you throw a fit?
Because I think when it comes to this squeeze through shit, I feel like it's an old and tired gameplay mechanic. And I understand.
I disagree with that completely, though. Wholeheartedly disagree with that.
Okay.
But I'll explain later after you're done.
Right. And I understand, developers utilize it for different reasons. I think that was a conversation we had last time when it was running a parent and things like Callisto Protocol and God of War.
God of War, man.
And I think Callisto Protocol, I think, was my breaking point because that shit, I feel like it had a squeeze through section every fucking 2-3 minutes. You were squeezing through something and they had these bum ass jump scares. And God of War did it as well. So I understand it's not always for loading. Sometimes they want to keep the player in a certain area, or they want to guide a player.
That's pretty much what's going to be my defense.
Right, but
included in games, that's going to be my defense. Yeah,
and I feel like things like that has evolved over time. Like, I know somebody brought it to my attention, and it's true. Back in the day, we didn't have those. So what did they do to keep the player in one area? They had things like barriers around the area that you can't go across. And then it evolved into things like this, where you can't go outside of an area, and when you want to, you squeeze through the hole. I feel like they could do something else with the power of these next generation consoles to just change it up, make it feel fresh, and make it not feel like we're doing the same shit that we've been doing for damn near almost 2 generations. Because this shit started, and I'm gonna blame Sony for this, because I feel like they started it with the Uncharted and The Last of Us.
Boost lift.
All of that shit, they started it, making them more cinematic, and you just like it's tired to me at this point. Like, do something else. I'm not a developer, so I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I know what's next. But I just feel like we've been doing it for so long. It's time to switch it up.
How I feel about the squeeze through stuff is that it's in the end of the day, it all comes down to one word: execution. You know what I'm saying? I think that ultimately that's what it is. Like you pointed out, some people hide loading behind the shimmy and things, so they do that, right? Because maybe hardware limitations. Right. So let's put the shimmy in there so we can load up the next area of the game. Sometimes they add it for maybe because it's just an artistic direction. Because whether, like you mentioned in a horror game, you're coming through this and they maybe want to get some sound, ambiance, maybe a little like someone put like some blood leaking through a thing. It's just to create atmosphere and stuff, right? So I think in the end of the day, it comes down to execution. In games like you mentioned, I think it was overdone, right? That's why you probably have this dread feeling of seeing them that like, because you're encountering them too frequently. You know what I'm saying? And they're slow. I think that's when I personally have a gripe with something, especially if a game involves backtracking. I think that's my issue with like God of War, Ragnarok. And like it makes getting the platinum a little bit annoying because traversing in that game, if I'm being honest, they made it better than 2018, but it's still really not that fun because it's open linear. You have to follow these very set paths, and the way Kratos shimmies through corners, the man is slow as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's slow. I felt like people were overreacting seeing this Final Fantasy 16 one too, because that shit was quick too, though. Like people act like he was in that section, and I feel like right now we shouldn't write off Final Fantasy 16 up based off that one clip. That people should be like overreacting off that one instance. I think I know people have PTSD from Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which did have a lot of those slowdown areas as well, where you'd be as Cloud and do that. Yeah, I remember playing through that, and there was those in sections in the game. But I don't have an issue. I don't think it's an old way of development in the sense that like I don't want to see them in games. I think it could, if done correctly, adds to the immersion. But there's ways to do it wrong. There's plenty of examples of ways to do it wrong as well. So I think I'm okay with it because look, if you're on an adventure, sometimes you might have to crawl through a hole, right? Like it adds to the game, bro. It just depends well you do it and how frequently it happens, bro. I think that's just my take on that, bro.
Right, and that's why I didn't want, because it came, the conversation came about because of this Final Fantasy clip, and I didn't want to dunk on Final Fantasy too much about it because we only saw a clip of it. We haven't played the game yet to see if if it's rampant throughout the whole game. But I think what it did is create the conversation about it, and that's what I wanted to really talk about more in terms of what I tweeted about and stuff like that. Is that I think there could be another way for developers to do it, and just switch it up or not do it as much.
So you would prefer you would prefer like that shit just a limit, like you just don't squeeze through no corner, you don't crawl through a hole in video games again. That's what y'all trying to say. Imagine games like Outlast and stuff where it's kind of like essential for like hiding and running, and like it's part of the experience. So like how can you say that you don't want them in games at all anymore?
No, not that I don't.
That's why I say I think it's an execution problem. I think it's an execution thing that you have an issue with. I think it's the way it's executed.
Somehow, some way. Just a different way, because like I
said, how else do you crawl through a hole, nigga? Like how else do you crawl through a hole?
No. It don't have to be crawling through a hole. It could be a whole different type of level design where you don't have to crawl through a hole. Maybe you're running away from a character, and in order for them to showcase the level design of getting to a new area, you're running away from a character, do different alleyways, avenues, doors and stuff like that. It's just a different way. I don't know. I'm not like I said, I'm not a developer, but they came up with different ways from doing it in the PS2 generation to the PS3 generation now. It was different ways that it was done. So my point is to come up with another way. Come up with another way to do it. I'm not the developer.
It comes out, for me personally, I think it just comes down to execution. Are you doing it right? Like some games do it extremely well. Like I've named a few, like Outlast is like one of those type of games where it does like that hide and shit, or you have to hide through here, like, right? Because it builds the suspense and it does it well.
Horror games.
There's other games where there's other games where they don't do it well, and it's clear that you're just trying to hide a load in, so you're making me crawl through the space very slow, and it is you know what I mean? Like, and I think, like I said, it just comes down to the execution of it. I don't think it needs to be eliminated from games, but it just needs to be applied better at the right spaces, and maybe not, and just not feel monotonous and tiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, just not feel like make the player feel like that, and that's ultimately the developers. Got to find a way just to put things together so the player doesn't feel like I'm just crawling through these holes every fucking 5 seconds or shimmying through this wall.
Because it comes down to pacing. So like they're pacing you through a certain thing, but if you're doing the same style of pacing over and over and over, it's gonna get tired and old. So that's what it is.
Yeah. All right, Jmaine, I think that's it, man. Did I miss any super chats or anything like that? No. Hopefully,
I think we hit all the topics. Too.
We hit all our topics today. We got some people, with our open mic. DeathSinger, shout out to DeathSinger and Mez who came through. Next time y'all want to be,
man. If you in the chat and you want to come see me, make sure you come with some proper arguments. Or you know what I mean. I don't want to have to cook somebody like that again on a Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? I usually just trying to chill on a Thursday night, get the weekend started. I don't mean to do my brothers like that. I mean, you know what I mean? I have to cook that man real quick. You know what I'm saying? You got to get him.
Listen, get involved. Look, some of y'all, you want to listen, that's cool. If you just want to listen and enjoy the show, that's cool. But if you ever want to have a conversation with us, like I said, if we do this open mic things every so often, and you want to be a part of it, just join the Discord, jump in the waiting room, and try to join the topic. So the next time we do this, you guys see how it goes. We friendly over here. We ain't gonna do nothing to you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So get your shit off. I appreciate the turnout today. I appreciate everyone hitting the like button like that. I really do. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show today, and we'll see you guys next week. We gone.
Yes, sir. Peace out. I'll be live streaming in a few hours on my channel, so make sure you check me out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. His channel's in my description as always, so go jump on and support my boy Jmaine. I'm gonna be in there definitely to get his reaction on his Resident Evil 4.
Yes, sir.
A little bit later.
Can't wait. Excited.
All right, yo.